Africa TV, Free Cup Studio Live. 2020 GSL Super Tournament, Season 2.
Welcome back to the GSL Super Tournament Season 2 for 2020. I'm Artosis.
I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I missed you guys.
How was Crossfire?
It was so much better than StarCraft 2. You have no idea.
Yeah.
But
hold
I'm
on.
here.
I heard a dirty rumor that you made money casting.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to get back on Reddit with my fellow neckbeards.
Can anybody explain where Tasteless is? It's good to be back. We had a schedule conflict, so I had to miss the last GSL Super Tournament, but we are going to be finishing it out here with Tasteless today and on Saturday.
Well, that's what you say, but Saturday has not come yet, so we're going to see.
Yeah, we'll see if I'm here.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You never know what happens in 3 days, man.
Yeah, I think Gemini did a great job, by the way, subbing in. I appreciate it.
You did well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen you forever.
I know.
It's been a whole week.
I'm a shooting game caster now.
I know.
Totally different.
Look at you.
I'm going to try this Spaceman game out again, see if I can still do it.
The Spaceman game?
Yeah, I'm like, where are the guns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Marines have them.
When they fight, I go, oh, headshot, right?
Yeah, no.
360 no-scope, and I spin around in my chair like that.
Yeah. And then you can tank the MMR in your account and beat a bunch of 12-year-olds and be a famous streamer.
That would be super sick. Become a Call of Duty pro.
Yeah.
I can't believe Activision put ranked in this game.
It's literally the funniest thing ever. Oh, my God. Here's our bracket. Yeah, we're going into the round of 8 today. It's going to be great.
It's going to be sick, Artosis.
Indeed it is.
It's good to be back. Casting Space Invaders or whatever this game is called.
Space Game.
Space Game 3.
Space. Will Space Game ever be an esport?
Space Game can never be an esport because it's too hard to follow.
It's too hard. Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
It's whereas
Animal Game will always be an esport.
Yeah. Oh my God.
All right. I do love doing Super Tournament. This is a little bit of a different schedule than what we've had before. This time around, it is over the course of 2 weeks instead of crammed together. But Super Tournament's still actually my favorite.
Yeah, Super Tournament's pretty all right. We have some badass series. It was actually like the reverse this last day, right?
It was the upside down world.
3-2, rather than 3 3-2s and a 3-0.
Wow.
So it's like completely opposite.
That's, you know what? That's crazy.
Yeah, and E-Mini is basically like the inside-out Tasteless as well. You know?
Was he wearing this jacket?
No, but it looked similar. I thought it was, and it looked way too big on him, so I'm like, you're wearing Papa Tasteless jacket. But
no, I was watching. I'm like, we definitely have different body types, so I'm surprised, because it looked like it fit him, too. So they had another jacket?
Closer.
Yeah.
Than your jacket would have.
Okay.
He could have jumped off the building in your jacket and just glided to the next tree like
he could have been like a flying
squirrel.
So today is going to kick a lot of ass. And on Saturday, we are going to be at the very end of the Super Tournament. It's going to be the last thing we're doing for StarCraft 2 for the whole year.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Well, honestly, it's not that weird when you think about it, Tasteless. Now I'm going to take it back.
Okay.
Because normally the last thing we get to do for StarCraft 2 is BlizzCon, which would have been the beginning of November, right? We get to stretch it this year because
I guess
the World
that's true,
Championship
actually,
dates
yeah.
change. So we normally don't even gas in December.
We usually end up doing something like ASL
in
December.
Yeah.
But not this time around. We'll see how our schedule sets up for 2021. But this was one of our weirder years here, just for the way everything was scheduled.
Yeah, it definitely was.
You know, my favorite part of this year is coronavirus. I don't know about you.
that part's all right, man. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So this is going to be a great match here. TY versus Dark. Curious, rapidly becoming a veteran caster here because TY is so good. Think about this. If TY wins today, he will only have casted 1 day of Super Tournament.
What's more fickle, basing your career on your own play doing well or basing your career on TY's play doing well?
I think that the only good business strategy is to have it based off TY playing well. Yeah. Imagine being TY. It's like, well, you're paid to cast, but you can also win the whole prize pool. He's like, well, I'll try to do both.
I was thinking of becoming a professional gambler just by betting on TY matches, which would basically be the same thing that Curious is doing right now as a commentator.
Yeah. You think Dark can take this? I feel TY here, but maybe Dark doesn't.
I'm feeling TY as well. Like
this has really been his year.
It's funny. Dark, like, he didn't look terrible against Beyond, but it definitely felt like Beyond lost it. Like Beyond's wrists and Dark together beat Beyond rather than Dark beat Beyond.
That was a weird series. Yeah. Actually, that was a depressing series to cast, where it's like, oh, you almost did it until your arms fell apart.
Yeah.
Do your stretches, guys. Stretch your wrists and hands. We're going to go to Oxide here for Game 1. Dark and TY are back. I like TY's haircut. Is that kind of over the eyes partially?
Is it?
Is that like an Aeon Flux haircut?
I was thinking maybe his mom cut his hair for him today, but
I don't know. We're going to get a shot of him on camera. No, I think it's higher on one side.
Africa Freaks, TY.
Okay, let's take a look at the haircut. Yeah.
What is that?
I told you he's an anime protagonist.
Yeah, kind of.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Dark.
All right.
Cool.
Here we go.
Here we go. Woo! No, I'm banking on TY here. He's just been playing so well, and I think the thing about TY is my takeaway from him out of all the pro gamers I've seen is that he is the most natural when it comes to being on stage, being under pressure.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like I was talking to him about this at one of our, I think it was like about a year ago, one of our work parties, but like it was just, I was asking, like, do you get nervous at all when you cast or when you play on stage? Because there are some players who will remain nameless that are much more yippy than others, right?
Yippy. Yeah,
Yippy's
like a little white fluffy puppy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people process stress differently, but he said no, he doesn't feel any nerves when he plays, any nerves when he casts. He's just completely himself. And, for a lot of players, that's the issue. I mean, people talk about ladder anxiety, and I think the only way to overcome that is to play a lot and actually realize that, when you lose, you're actually going to be losing all the time if you play StarCraft, or you're not playing with people of your own skill. But yeah, I mean, even when you get to some of the best players, getting on a stage and playing in front of a bunch of people is a very different thing. I mean, having a camera guy just to your right with a camera in your face, having these lights on you. Back in the old days when we had audiences, hearing the roar of the crowd.
Well, TY, he's probably amongst everyone that remains as a professional StarCraft 2 player was the most successful StarCraft 1 player, right?
Yeah, he was groomed as a great StarCraft 1 pro.
Yeah, and of course, he's been a pro for 100 million years. I guess actually, maybe Innovation was a little bit better, right? Innovation actually made it into OSL.
Oh, that is true, actually.
I'm trying to think who else is left that, like, I believe Stats did play a little bit of Pro League. I believe Zest played a little bit of Pro League, if I'm remembering correctly. So there's like a little bit.
Harding as well, but
I don't think he ever made a televised match in StarCraft 1.
I think he did. I think he did one or two.
Could have sworn
I
he was
could be wrong,
team, but it's possible. It's hard to remember back then now because they've kind of made their real legacies now. Like, once upon a time, I could have told you all that, but their stories are really StarCraft 2 centric now. But really, I mean, TY he's got more experience than everyone basically.
Yeah. It's weird talking about him this much when Dark, is a former world champion, but
current world champion.
Current world champion, I guess.
Yeah.
Give it a little bit of time, he might be former. All right.
Well,
Mark
odds
my
are
words.
Definitely. It's going to be like 24 guys against Dark.
Yeah.
Like the old OSL billing, right? 15 versus 1 is what they would say for Star League, because you have the defending champ and then you got 15 guys trying to take it away. Yeah, no, I would say very likely he won't be the world champion after Katowice.
We're going to have a medevac drop come here. I like the fact that there were 2 Hellions moving out on the side of the map to make it look like he was doing the bare minimum of just controlling creep, when in fact there's going to be Medevac flying into the main. We'll see how much damage this actually does.
Yeah, the queens are getting into position, though. It looks like Dark is completely aware of what's going on. He has his lings ready. He has 3 queens. Not an issue. And he will force that back. So very, very good block.
Okay, so he backs out now. TY has just now started stim. We're going to have, I think, a pretty slow game here for starts. It doesn't look like that much is going to happen. We have some roaches coming out here, but this isn't for any kind of special attack. This is just to have enough to defend what you need to hold early on.
Yeah, that's definitely what it looks like. TY trying to be fancy there to roast some lings, but too many queens. He's not going to find any damage. There's no way.
And so we just continue to tech up here. Terran going to power on 2 bases here. For the time being here, we're going to have to wait for any kind of push. And I think this makes sense going into a best of 5 like this. I think TY needs to try to play a standard game and see exactly where Dark is at.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any reason not to, right? Like, TY is basically the strongest player this year. He won 2 GSLs and got a round of 4, so that's like, who has outdone that? Basically nobody.
Right.
And, you know, he got to see Dark's ZVT against Byun a little bit, and I think everyone can look at that and say it feels like maybe Byun was a stronger player that day, so there's no reason not to think that TY can just beat Dark straight up right now.
That was a bummer again, man, seeing Byun with wrist pains like that. A lot of times players will have problems in their hands or wrists, and then they'll go away and oftentimes get like physical therapy or something like that done, and then be fine. But damn, man, in a match like that, we had to pause in the 3rd game. Oh, it's heartbreaking. But I agree with your analysis that basically, if Byun can make Dark really work for the win, I think TY should be able to take this.
Yeah. Byun is in great shape and has a good style of TVZ overall, but TY is just great at everything. He's a superhuman.
Okay.
So, controlling some creep a little bit more here. Looks like triple medevac drop coming in. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, this could be cool. This small link counter attack is actually a pretty big interruption over here for TY, but we got to see how this drop is going to do as well. It looks like Dark actually, well, we didn't get a shot of it, but he did preempt the drop.
Now look at this. He's actually drawn him to the side there, but the queens snapped the neck of one of those medevacs. So even though he had those Hellions trying to, you know, run some confusion there, Dark blocks it quite well.
Yeah. He's going to get chased away now. So far, TY really not making a dent here in Dark whatsoever. A lot of cool ideas, but
yeah,
especially players like Dark are very good at defending moments like this. So these Hellions, I think they're going to get not that much. I think we have, what, 1 more drone kill? I guess 2.
Yeah,
but not that much. I mean, that's very easy to recuperate from.
Look at this from Dark.
Burrow.
Mr. Fancy Pants.
Mr. Underground Gamer.
Yeah,
wow.
Mr. Underground Gamer.
Yeah.
You probably haven't heard of it.
Yeah. you never heard of it before, but
yeah. Yeah, Burrow and Burrow movement.
Underground Gamer was cool until everybody started doing it, and then it got ruined.
Yeah, but then people started doing other game, and now we have Start Game is cool again.
Okay, I want to see how this works out, and he's going to get a Nidus too. Double Underground Gamer. Center of the Earth Gamer.
Center
of the Earth.
Oh my God.
He's going to pop up in Australia after this. What's going on here?
That's crazy.
Or
how underground does he have to get?
Wait, what would, if we were to go through the center of the Earth and pop up on the other side, where do you end up from Korea?
Oh, from Korea?
Because in America, you end up in Australia, right? You end up in the ocean? No.
Yeah, well, for most places on Earth, you end up in the ocean. Because the ocean is 70% of the surface of Earth, so yes, for most places.
But that's not how it... I mean, it's 70%, but... But it's not random. It's not random where you pop up. It has to be on the other side.
Of course it's not random, yeah. If you draw a straight hole.
Ocean Gamer over here, Artosis. Listen, nobody likes Ocean Gamer, all right? Jesus. Oh, tasteless. Earth is mostly water. Calm down, Ocean Gamer. Jesus. All right, so the roaches are going to come up here. They can actually pop up and maybe take this tank out?
Well, it's only 2 roaches, so... Okay, actually, he lets TY see what he's up to.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I love it. The one on Burrow kills the tank.
It's like a roach bomb or something.
He knew that. He knew. He was like, oh, no, you watch this. You send 1 roach over there, the tank splash puts the roach hit. There we go. So the Burrow roaches haven't actually done that much as of yet, but he does have that Nidus. I'm excited to see.
I love the Roach play.
Well,
are we going to have more of this, though? I mean, the thing about this is it's not that expensive to do, right? Like, a lot of times when you see stuff like this, you kind of go, why don't we have this more often, you know?
Well, I think TY will probably show us why we don't have it more often, because I don't think it's going to end up doing anything. But I wanted to do something. I want Roach Burrow. Like, Roach Burrow movement was the coolest thing when Wings Liberty came out. It was, It was like so rad and so strong, and there's so much cool stuff you could do with it. But here it's like, yeah, that one won't kill that tank. The Marauder is going to ruin that plan. But yeah, this is like, what is he actually going to do here? Roaches don't actually fight that well as our supplies get this high.
They need to be able to attack from underground is the thing.
Oh my God! Yeah. They call that the lurker tasteless.
Oh my bad.
But you're right. Roaches should also be lurkers.
Yeah,
that would fix everything.
That would fix it. If when they're above ground, they're a roach, and below ground, they're a lurker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can finally have Zerg win a championship. How does that sound?
I know. Yeah, and I've been saying for years now. My favorite match, Cero versus Raynor. It's the only thing I want to see from now on. Yeah. So we may as well make roaches into lurkers.
The fourth base for TY is taken over here at 6 o'clock. I think TY wanted to wait a little bit longer before he truly pushed out with that many roaches on the map. Roaches are not efficient in the late game as far as supply goes. It's why you usually see them at a very specific early on point in the game.
Yeah, you see, he does have you know, some Ravagers in here as well, which are a little bit better for this type of situation. But can you imagine, like, look at the supplies. They're actually like similar army supplies, but one is a Roach Boy and the other is not. So it's hard to imagine Dark ever winning this battle.
There's also going to be a drop over here. That's another way you can exploit roaches, is that, you know, there's not any real anti-air. It's not like Ling Mutapane, for instance. Whoa, eating a little bit too much damage in that area over there. We're going to have a drop here. You know, it would be handy if he killed these Evo chambers. I don't know if he's going to have time to do it. Okay, here we go. This is actually an insane interruption. If he could actually get the other Evo as well, maybe not.
Carapace is great, though.
That's huge.
But look, you can see he's just like microing back against the Ravagers, and how is Roach Ravager really going to trade against this type of army? It's not like you're going to suddenly be like, all right, here we go, and you burrow the roaches and move towards him. That's not how it's going to go. You even see TY, he's saving some scans, he's utilizing those to make sure stuff like that can't happen. Making a ton of command centers right now. There is Vipers on the way, but I think that's going to be a little bit too little, a little bit too late.
Okay, he's going to try to come up here now. Now, it's hard to get a foothold anywhere with your siege tanks if the Ravagers can actually corrosive bile this down, as you're seeing right here. So a little bit out of position, but at the end of the day, it does seem like Terran infantry is just better.
Yes.
Like, this is, as Artoz was saying, we're seeing why this isn't used all the time, is it seems like an obsolete tech path if TY plays normally, to be frank.
Yeah.
TY didn't have to do anything fancy. It's like, it's one of these things where it's like, well, there's a reason why this isn't the unit comp of choice compared to many other alternative unit compositions. So we're seeing Dark get squeezed here. We may actually be near the end of this game, because if TY takes this base out, Dark is going to be down to 3 bases, and TY is primed to actually pick up 2 more bases in just a little bit. He's got 2 orbitals that are about to finish, which he can float to the right and to the left. But Dark is pushing back. Again, though, with the Marines and Marauders regrouping and pushing forward here, I believe we're going to see Dark slowly get whittled down here.
Yeah, it's very rough. He's trying to get into lurkers, like he's upgrading, but there's no actual moment that he can do that move, right? Like to actually switch into them. Looks like he's going to try now. He has lost that base, so there's still a small chance here for Dark, right? He's very good at playing from behind. He's very good utilizing some of these off unit comps, right? You know, like there's like the color white, then there's also off white, and like that one looks better in a bathroom.
Yeah, I totally know.
That is basically his unit comps. They look better in a bathroom.
Taupe.
Taupe.
Dark is the color taupe.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And well, right, he's going to have Lurker. He's going to have his Vipers, obviously. And the thing is, his base is like Roach Ravager, which will actually support the Lurkers a bit better than some of these other ones, right? Like, even though TY has the right types of units to kind of fight against this army, just having that extra health in front of the Lurkers is going to help quite a bit.
I think we're finally seeing these roaches become more useful near the later part of this game here as they continue to harass and pick off tanks here and there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's continuing to drop. You see a couple lurkers out right now. Look at that. It's going to bio the tank. I love it. See, this is the type. These are the moves right here.
Yeah, now
that's hard to break.
With the Vipers here, I think you're right. This is definitely better as a unit comp, but is it actually enough to curb the progress of TY? I'm not so sure. I wasn't clear on how many lurkers were under that army, but I guess there were not enough. Yeah, I thought there was actually a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
Again, we have Dark. He's hanging on. He's not out of the game, and it looks like he's actually going to knock this push away, but I worry just looking at the supply differential that over time TY will just stabilize and finally have enough to take Dark out here in the next push or two.
Well, yeah, 100% on that. Like, he can't really get what he needs to hold on. The Lurker Tech was a little bit too late. Like, the burrow movement stuff didn't really do anything. He never used the Nidus. Like, maybe he even canceled it. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but there's just, he hasn't been able to stabilize, basically. The thing is, I like the idea of going Roach Ravager into Lurker. It seems like a cool idea, and I think maybe burrow and burrow movement were his ideas because they aren't that expensive or anything. But I think maybe they were his ideas on slowing TY down so he could get to what he wanted.
Right.
It's just TY never let up.
I'm surprised we didn't see Dark expand more aggressively to the top left here. This is obviously going to be a place that TY is going to push, but I guess for this strategy to work, Dark has to be a role reversal, right? Where there's Roaches and Ravagers smashing Terran Expos. This is not, it doesn't seem like it's a build where you want to try to hang on and stave off pushes with Roach Ravager.
Yeah.
Like
Roach Ravager, you're definitely right. If it's Viper Lurker, sure. Yeah. Stop pushes all day. You know.
Yeah, that's when you almost want them to push into you, and then you harpoon their stuff.
But you're right. The Roach Ravager generally has to be played more aggressively because, again, I use the term a lot. It doesn't scale. It just, as we get higher in supply, it does less and less and less and less. You can't even get them all to fire in these battles.
You're supposed to be like one of those Smash Brothers characters who gets the hammer. And you're like going around taking out bases with that.
Yeah. Well, now that you've revealed yourself, you're playing with all the items on.
Yeah, I play only with items on. I don't understand why all tournaments don't have items in Smash. Don't you think the randomness is kind of fun? You try hard gamers, huh?
Yeah, really. I like the light sword. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
Makes all the characters into Link.
All right. We're going to go to game 2. TY, I mean, he looked better, but I do question the decision to go for Roach Ravager. I liked the burrow. That was cool. It didn't help him enough. So now we're going to go into game 2 and see what happens. Let's go.
Game start. Afrika Freaks, TY.
It's good to be back, Artosis.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
I wasn't actually casting Crossfire
Dragon
either, you
Phoenix
know that?
Gaming.
No, I was
Dark.
actually on floor 3 tied up with a ball gag in my mouth saying, let me cast. I was
screaming.
Like, yeah, I was like, oh, and I was just, I was tied to a chair.
Yeah.
And they just had a big screen of Gemini casting. I was crying. That's what happened, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's rough.
I know.
I'm just shocked that you would miss a day this year.
It's funny because I've only missed one day of casting the entire year.
Yeah, actually, this year, like, we just
people
didn't
are like
miss any
tweeting
days.
at me like, "Are you never casting StarCraft 2 again?" I'm like, "Easy, buddy." Jesus.
Yeah, that's so funny. But yeah, this is going to be the first year I've never missed a day. In fact,
Yeah.
both of us have always missed days during the year.
Yeah, normally.
Kind of crazy.
Well, we don't have any overseas events. We can't go to the old days where casters flew in metal birds. They landed and played games in audiences in groups of people.
Sounds dangerous. I don't want to ever do that again.
But I'll tell you what, guys, if TY wins this tournament, COVID goes away. We actually go back in time and everything resets like Jumanji.
And then we get to do it all again.
We got to do it again, yeah.
God. It's the strangest Groundhog year based on TY winning an arbitrary tournament that matters less than 2 other ones he won this year.
We have to get the perfect cast to fix it.
Well, that's never going to happen.
No. I should rewatch Groundhog's Day. I haven't seen that in a long time.
It's a great movie.
It's a good movie, man.
Yeah. I like wish I was trapped in a Groundhog's Day. It's so awesome how good he becomes at everything.
You wish you were trapped in a Groundhog's Day?
Yes. It's like the hyperbolic time chamber. Everyone else is staying the same, and he becomes a master ice sculptor. He becomes good at the piano. He does all sorts of crazy fun stuff in there. Like he ruins stuff, and you know, he learns how everyone acts and how to steal money, and like it's amazing.
It's true. It would be fun for a little bit.
Oh, it would be amazing. I'd do it for 2-3 years, Tasteless. I'd have all gray hair and stuff. You'd be like, wait, did you dye your hair gray? I'm like, yes. And you're like, why are you ripped?
You're ripped. The one thing you can't do is become totally jacked in the Groundhog's Day situation.
I become totally jacked in the Groundhog's Day.
I want to see Artosis.
I speak every language. I'm like S+++ rank on Brood War. It's crazy.
I want to see Artosis get prison ripped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Like, we're just getting ready for the cast, and you're, like, doing pull-ups. Yeah, man. With your wife beater. Are you going to bring the mustache back? I have a hard time looking at you without the mustache. It suited you so well. Why did you shave your mustache?
I really didn't like it.
Why?
I really did not like it.
Okay, but why? You can't just not like. Why did you not like it?
You can't just not like it. Of course I can. I'm my own human. I'll not like whatever
I don't like.
What was the
rationale for you not liking it?
Oh, it doesn't feel good. I don't like the look either.
The look was the best part. That feeling goes away. By the way, we have a pretty cool rush here from TY, or Dark, rather.
Yeah, look at that. Throws the bile down. Trying to catch everything that he can. Looks like he will end up getting the Reaper there, but good repairing.
I love
Looks
the
like he's just going to hold.
Ravager egg idea here. This I don't think he did it fast enough, though. This is just going to hold.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And look at this, even pops out to catch everything.
Look at that body blocking. Great job here. Just going to take that Roach out as well. This high-speed Marine Ravager chase. There's nothing more exciting than watching a Ravager and Marines without stim just go back and forth.
And after all that gets killed off, it wasn't like that many units sent in by Dark, but Banshee and Cloak coming out. First Banshee is out. This seems like it is TY favored for sure.
Yeah, that strat was pretty... I like the idea by it, but again, if you don't really hurt the Terran early on, you're so behind. So let's see how much this Banshee does.
Well, he doesn't have that many queens, and there's going to be Cloak. Like, it's going to do a lot. It's going to be a Wings of Liberty Banshee.
Okay, so that's going to come in here from the side. And do we have a chance of him going Roach Ravager this whole game again with Burrow?
I don't think so. I don't think he'll do it here.
Here we go.
Yeah, so look at this, man. He's going to have Cloak in a second. He just has to dodge the queens. Already 3 drones. Where's that Cloak at?
It's actually more than 10 seconds away from being done. He's going to lose this Banshee.
Yeah, he is.
What?
Well, he gets 6 kills. It's still worth. And he is making a 3rd Banshee.
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I didn't realize there was a second Banshee that was actually out. I missed that.
Yeah, it's basically 2 Banshees built into Cloak time.
Okay, he's going to come in here now. And he can stay just out of range of that Spore.
Yeah,
that Spore's going to have to shimmy over to the side.
A little bit of sloppiness there for a second, but that's all right.
A little slip-flop.
Yeah, some damage onto the queens. Spore is moving.
Got to be careful not to overextend there. And this Banshee's a real nuisance. There's a 3rd Banshee that's coming, right?
Yeah.
Where is that at now? I actually don't see it on the mini-map. Oh, it's moving out just now. I think he didn't rally it as fast.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because it was definitely out for a bit.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be the 3rd or something.
Yeah.
That's fine, though. He can come out here and try to do some more damage. Terran's going to be powering up here on their 2 bases. There's going to be a push inbound in a little bit here.
Yeah, and also something to mention. I really do like these type of Banshee openers against Dark, and I believe, didn't we see Beyond do that a little bit? Because it's like Roaches and Ravagers don't shoot up. So if your opponent has Banshees that are still left alive, like Dark's, the way that Dark likes to play is kind of nulled, you know?
Yeah.
You can't really just run around with Roach Ravager when you're fighting Banshees. You can only play defensively.
But I always like when we see somebody use an alternative unit composition.
Yeah, me too.
People will just start doing the same thing over and over, and then sometimes somebody comes and actually revolutionizes it, where it's like, no, you want this mix of units.
Yeah.
But right now it does not seem to be effective against TY, at least from game 1. We haven't really seen it in action here in Game 2.
Well, it's hard nowadays to make Roach Ravager really do much of anything. People just become good against it, right? It's like it has basic flaws to it, and everyone knows how to basically, punish those flaws.
It seems like if both players play perfectly, you can absolutely out-micro a Roach Ravager player.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, look at this. The thing is, TY gets to dictate everything. Dark does not. Dark can only react.
Yeah.
Which is not normally the way Zerg is played.
Right, and yeah, Roach Ravager, it's clunkier. It's a more sluggish army. Damn, TY.
Serious damage. So that's why he saved the second Banshee.
Third base acquired for Terran, and 1-1 is finishing up.
Yeah, looking pretty darn strong. But okay, Infestor's being made. Now this is something that can definitely change what's going on.
Right? I like this a lot.
Yeah, get some fungal growths out there. Fungal growth and bile is great. Fungal growth.
Fungal growth tasteless.
Fungal growth tasteless. Oh God.
Now I feel like I can't say it. I'm just going to avoid this.
Fungal growth.
Fungal growth. Yeah.
Obviously it adds damage. It slows things down, so your roaches can get the concave that they want. But of course, with the biles, very very strong. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he ends up doing. Like, is he just going to sit on 2 of them? I'm not sure.
Yeah, let's see. We've got a big drop coming in here. There's Overlords to spot over the water, but...
Oh, he's not ready for this. There's like 1 queen in the main.
Yeah. She running, too.
Why doesn't she stand and fight?
She's running, man. Gotta protect your babies. Ooh! Did not transfuse effectively enough. Now, Dark does actually chase us away. Nicely done, but all the 3 medevacs are going to get out. And I think this actually, as far as the way that Terran wants to end this, is going to be pretty straightforward. We're probably in a little bit going to have a push come out from Terran that's going to be aimed towards that 4th base. Dark, once again, expanding a little bit towards the Terran. I just want to point out that there is a bottom right spawn here. You can take that, not a spawn, excuse me, a bottom right expansion. And that is going to be harder for Terran to take.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
Well, just when you say
Fungal
spawn,
growth.
like my complete nerdiness, like in my brain, you're like, there's bottom right spawn, and I'm like, he said spawn, and I'm like, what if SOS was over there? He's getting ready for his match, but he's over there in the spawn. It's like, yeah, that's what my brain did.
Okay, I shouldn't have asked at all. I thought we were gonna,
you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I was just remembering I put my shirt on inside out this morning. And I'm like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, but I have no shame. I don't care. Anyways, look, I like the idea behind this, right? He went for the Roach Ravager base again, which he's very good at. He did not really over-make it. Of course, it's a different situation. TY went more technical here, less macro-y in the early game, right?
Yeah.
But adding in a couple infestors and then going more quickly into Lurker, I like the basic premise of this for Dark is quite nice.
No, it's great.
I think he's given himself a real shot here. Like, we see he's down in supply right now, but that's not really the big part. It's like when the first big push comes, how effectively can Dark deal with that?
Yeah, we're going to have, I think with Lurkers and Vipers here, I think a better game overall, like more of a fighting chance. In the last game, TY was pushing when it was just Roach Ravager. And I don't know if this means that TY should have pushed more quickly. I guess we'll find out depending on how TY, if he wins or loses this game. But
well, I think if you go for this more technical thing, it makes sense to kind of play it how TY has. But now Dark has the pieces of the puzzle, right? Like, he's got the Lurkers, he's got Vipers, he even has those couple of Funglers.
We're going to have a push come up here. Now, the tanks are pretty far back. We'll see if the Vipers can harpoon them at all. Nice shot. Oh, I'm sorry. That does not actually connect with the tank. I thought that was going to kill.
Toes.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Tank can't walk for a while. Its foot is injured. So 2-2's done. This is going to be not easy for Zerg. He'll have to harpoon a few tanks, which is doable, but tanks are coming out at a pretty scary rate. But TY is actually far back enough that he's not damaging anything. Normally with you have 1 or 2 tanks in siege mode hitting the hatchery or even an extractor, something that's going to maybe force Zerg to fight, because for now, Zerg can just stay back there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm kind of digging Dark's position here. Like, I don't know what his long-term plan for victory might end up being. I do still feel like TY is a good enough player to get out of this. I think he's the best late game TVZ there is, basically. But what Dark has done, what he's gotten himself into here, looks good.
Yeah, here we go with another big attack. Zerg cleaning up part of the Terran's army. And we don't have TY really gaining any real ground so far. It is still 4 base versus 4 base, though I do want to point out big picture. Even though we're not seeing bases fall for Zerg, we're also not seeing growth either.
Yeah.
That's important to note.
Now, when you are playing a Lurker Viper type of style, your growth can be a lot slower. Like,
sure.
It's one of these comps that can gain so much value over time that you can kind of take your time as long as you are building your actual quality of army. You're continuing to add Lurkers rather than lose them. You're continuing to keep your Vipers alive. You know, that's a situation where I don't mind if you're not taking your bases as quickly as something else like more of a Link Bane type of composition.
I do like the setup for the Nidus. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to try to Nidus into the main and then have Lurkers pop in there.
Absolutely.
That would be pretty chaotic and probably almost impossible for Terran to stop if they don't control really well.
Honestly, I'm down for Nidus popping up just about anywhere. Like, if you just pop a bunch of Lurkers out of Nidus at an expansion even, that's going to be very helpful.
Yeah, it's already hard enough to push into a Zerg position when Lurkers are there, but if you can have them pop out inside the Terran's base, that's huge. I mean, you can end up completely destroying the infrastructure. Here we go. We're going to have exactly that.
Yeah, let's see what type of damage he gets.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I actually thought that was closer to the main. Never mind.
Just in the natural.
Probably better to get double Nidus if you're going to try something like that.
Yeah, we did see that. Were you here casting with me, or was it me and Gemini?
I think it was you and Gemini, unless I'm forgetting something.
No, we did. We saw the double Nidus. It was cool. Like, I really like seeing stuff like that.
I think especially if you're going to go inside their main, you need to have 2 Niduses. You can't just hope they're not going to react as quickly.
Yeah, you're definitely like flipping some coins there, right? You're just like, oh, well, if it gets up, that's great. Thing is, it's not that expensive to make, so I guess it's not the biggest deal in the world. It's like, on this many bases, it's low cost, high reward. But now TY is like going to be more ready for it than before as well. Right? I really like the parasitic bombs going down on the medevacs. It's just like you can see all the value that Dark is starting to gain, right?
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, this is the game that we needed to see here from Dark.
Yeah, I'm really liking it.
Now, this is actually a map where both sides are quite far apart. So I'm curious how this is going to look when the map really does get cut in half. It's already sort of there, but when we have every single expansion taken. By the way, this Nidus, I believe, is going to finish. I only see a siege tank shelling it. Oh, I guess it just barely doesn't work. Excuse me.
He's going to take out that that overseer there, so no more Niduses in that little area. TY, really, look at his sensor towers. Like, you can't get in.
Yeah, I mean, he's airtight. There's not going to be any way for him to really get in there. I think we're going to be in for one of our longest games of the night, just looking at the way this is panning out. Like, I don't see any easy way for Terran to come in here and push through and smash a Zerg. Zerg is going to be a bit more strained, not with the bottom right base. I know that was just taken out, but it'll be reclaimed again. But I think when Zerg has to take what looks like should be the last logical location Zerg can control and mine from, which is just above the bottom right base.
I wonder, does he have to take that anytime soon?
No, he doesn't, but I think TY is going to just slowly be expanding and sucking up resources on the map over time. And I think, although TY hasn't taken his 2 bases to the left of his spawn, well, to the opposite side of the map of his spawn on the left, I think it's easier for Terran to poke in and kill Zerg off than it is for Zerg to kill Terran with these comps.
Yeah, it can be a little bit difficult to actually end up killing your opponent because Lurkers have a hard time running up and killing things, right?
Yeah.
The fact that they have to go in siege and everything.
Lurkers are great passive units because it's a nightmare for the other player to try to come in there and hit him.
Yeah, you can see that exactly here, right? He's running up a bunch of Lurkers, and the tanks are having a bit of a field day, considering.
Yeah, this illustrates exactly our point here, which is like Lurkers are not ideal for big engagements unless you have like a ton of stuff with them, like an overwhelming amount. But if you have an overwhelming amount of anything, you don't need a unit that could be as tactically used as Lurker.
But I mean, you can kill with like a Lurker Viper composition. It definitely is possible. I just wonder how Dark wants to go about it.
It's possible. It's just hard.
Yeah, it feels like it's almost better to just whittle your opponent down over time. But you see TY like getting everything he needs. He's going into nukes. He's getting enhanced shockwaves to make sure he can actually EMP the Vipers. Because that's one of the big things that you got to look for too, right?
Yeah.
The Vipers are how Dark is trying to gain advantages and gain value from his army. So you've got to be trying to EMP those at every chance.
Yeah. Here comes a nuke hitting now. Keep in mind that hatchery was being drained by the Vipers, so 1 or 2 more nukes, it's possible. I don't know what the HP is on it, but it could end up just being killed by nukes, which is usually a rarity, but I think it actually could happen this time around.
I think mass nukes here are definitely a very smart way to go.
Burrowed in the Speedula.
Yeah.
Doesn't that look weird?
It does. Everything in there looks weird. Oh, look at this little drop here. 2 Marines left over after killing those lurks.
Now we know what wins. 2 Marines and a medevac and a queen. Thank you. As a caster, I get asked that all the time, and I have to say, I don't know. I mean, I go, I think the queen, but I don't know. We've never seen it before. Well, there's some pushing coming up here from Dark, and this is funny because, like, we were just talking about how lurkers aren't great offense units, and they're not, but he's doing it anyways, and it's sort of working. Yeah. Like, he's losing a lot of lurkers.
Yeah. It's sort of working is a decent way to put it, I think.
Yeah, it's not failing.
Not as of yet, I think.
So Terran has taken all of the bases that, like, in any normal game we would assume Terran can get. Zerg has not taken this base that's to the lower right. That's the only expansion that's basically been untapped.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think Terran can actually take that base, but I do think Terran can stop Zerg from utilizing that base, and we may, you know, most StarCraft games, it's who can stop the other one from mining, but in this case, this might be a game where almost all the bases are mined out, and Zerg can't get enough value out of that base.
Yeah.
That Zerg ends up trading inefficiently.
Yeah, it could end up going that way. All right, here we go. TY actually coming forward with a pretty strong attack. Oh, nice EMP on those Vipers, but too late. Blinding Cloud's going down on a lot of this army, so looks like Dark will clean this up. I gotta mention, right, he's filling out his melee upgrades, and we're seeing some Lings and Speedbanes added in. That's actually kind of an interesting path to take, right? Because a lot of times in the late game, Ling Bane won't necessarily... There will definitely be times where it's cost efficient, but not always. But the rest of his army is very cost efficient. So to kind of combo those, right, like kind of take control and make sure you stay alive with the Lurker Viper, but then maybe try to get some damage, some quicker counters and nicer attacks done with Ling Bane. I like the idea around it, you know what I mean?
Okay, this counterattack is actually going to be a real problem here for the Terran. Keep in mind, oh, hold on, there's actually an attack over here on the far left. Now, I thought there were more minerals at this base that's lifting off, but Dark needs to be careful where he's hitting because he needs to hit locations that are actually of value. So we need to see this base that's to the right and down a little bit of this screenshot here. We also need to see Zerg actually hit the upper left. The funny thing is, because Zerg is trying to expand and has been on the defense for most of this game, trying to soak resources on the right, Zerg is also attacking from the right on the map, which isn't, you're not really getting that much value. Oh, that's how you do it. Okay, now we've learned this trick. How do you stop it if they have one tank? Oh, hold on. But now we know what happens when they do that, too. You put 2 Marauders there and unseat the tank.
What he's going to do is let TY max out so no Marauders are going to pop anymore.
That's the trick.
You have to not kill any more of his units to get that to go off.
Okay, now this is the moment I was hoping Dark was going to have here. He's going to just run in here. And the funny thing about Lurkers is the way they deal damage, SCVs cannot repair that planetary.
Not for long, at least.
No, and so that's going to be taken out. But is Dark hemorrhaging too much each time he does these attacks? Again, Lurkers are not the most efficient offensive units. So let's see. Both players maxing out again here, as those rocks are going to be opened up. Neither side is really able to hold their 2 exterior expansions.
Yeah.
This could actually go either way. All the locations at the top and the bottom are mined out with the exception of 1 on each side. So when those mine out, we're going to have a much better idea of where this game is going. But this actually may not come down to just 1 base. It looks like actually they're trading pretty well. Dark is fighting back quite well this game.
Yeah, he is. And their banks are getting low. It's kind of opposite of what you might expect. Actually, TY is out of gas for the most part, and Dark has plenty of it. So kind of interesting to see that. Yeah, this game is... It's a very different ZBT, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty novel to cast here. Aww.
That's so
I was about to say this might be the first time that it's actually been effective in Nidus.
Are we calling that effective? Yeah, I guess. Hey, it was 2 lurkers? Oh, I thought it was 1.
Yeah, I only saw one,
I was like,
too.
how did that 1 lurker body the siege tank and 3 Marines?
Okay, this is a good catch. Actually taking out these tanks like this.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's going to run up here. Oh, it's a planetary. I thought it was an orbital up here. Okay.
Well, I like the idea again. All right. Like, I think that Dark is bringing some really novel approaches to how to do this. He's like just splitting everything up, like break through this area. Okay, send 1 lurker to each side. It's not doing that much right now.
I think Dark has actually cemented his lead. He's pushed back pretty hard. Yeah, because he's taken both the bases on the left and the right. Terran hasn't been able to actually fight back here.
But Terran's army is capable still. It's bigger army supply overall. He's forcing Dark back.
Now, Terran can both kill these lurkers and then maybe push into the bottom right. Okay, this is huge. The planetary is going to go down if we don't have a scan immediately here. I think he's just too preoccupied with the push.
Yeah, it might be.
He definitely has scans.
Ooh, those Banelings were killer right there.
Yeah, this is not enough for Terran, I don't think.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Let's see. Some of these lurkers are not in range, though, but it doesn't matter. Oh, I think Dark actually wins this game.
It looks like it right now.
44 more Lings and 7 Hydras on the way. Terran, okay, so there's 50 SCVs on this map. I guess some of them are mining from this base up here, but the bottom, or the upper left, excuse me, does not have very much there.
Yeah, a lot of SCVs being sent over to this expansion, so definitely a very important area. Dark morphing a lot of units in the proximity. Yeah, this does look like a Dark victory right now. TY needs to get excellent engages coming up. You know, it's hard against, especially with those Lings and Banes added. I really like that, especially near the speed Jillas, right?
Yeah.
They just roll in so quickly, it's hard to stop them.
Okay, let's see how this next attack goes. If Dark can smash this location, I think we're going to go into game 3. Damn, huge push here by Dark. He is just crushing TY, but some more reinforcements come in. The lurkers are just out of range of this base. And Dark doesn't want to overextend, so he's going to regroup, probably power up, make a little bit more, but TY is doing a very good job of reinforcing. But you can see the supply differential here. It's 130 to 190. So TY has a lot of catching up to do before he could actually match the numbers coming out.
Yeah, this really does not look like something that TY should be able to take. He is building a lot of siege tanks, so it looks like that's his plan. But Dark just has a lot right now, actually denying mining from the top left. It looks like he's going to end up killing that base as well.
We saw a lot of those Zerglings kill off the tanks earlier on, and it was actually really effective. I love this. He's going to kill the Nidus and expand there. Dark just getting further and further ahead.
I don't know why he doesn't just have the drones, like mine minerals, go through the Nidus and return them to the hatchery.
Yeah.
It's like waste of money and time, I think.
Okay. GG. Dark takes it. And
that
by
was
the way,
cool one.
A really different approach to Zerg there from Dark. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it felt like it fit together a lot better than Game 1, but part of that has to be TY's approach, right? This was a more technical, harassment-based game, which allowed Dark to make fewer units to defend.
I also want to point out that that game started out with this wonky Roach Ravager rush.
That's true.
That didn't work out. I actually thought the game was going to be pretty short after that. Couldn't have been more wrong. We're going to go to Romanticide for Game 3. This is a best of 5. Either TY or Dark is going to move on to the Final 4 here of the Super Tournament. We don't know who. It looks like Dark has requested a break.
Yeah, what I'm most interested in here, because again, I think the reason why he was able to get into the Infestors and not make as much Roach Ravager was because TY went for that more technical opening. But will TY back up from that and do like a more macro-oriented, pressure-oriented play against the player who likes Roach Ravager so much?
It did seem like TY actually had the plan of just taking half the map and then just poking a couple times.
Yeah.
But there was a specific moment where he pushed out, because after a while I was getting used to him staying back. I thought, okay, I kind of get it. You do a few harasses here and there, But then he pushed out and he just got smashed. I think, and this was in the late part of the game after they've been maxed out for a while. Maybe you're right. Maybe he actually needs to go for something much more decisive that just ends the game or keeps the pressure on.
Yeah.
Dark. In game 1, if you guys remember, pressuring the Roach Ravager like that was really where Dark took a bruising.
Yeah.
And then it was in the second game, Dark got Lurkers out, he got Vipers out. And once you're at that moment,
look,
it's much easier, I should say, to win.
I think you should take a page out of the Protoss book of playing against Zerg. The more roaches you can force Zerg to make, the better for you. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Like the roach is either an all-in unit or a safety unit.
Yeah.
So if you can force them to make a bunch of roaches, that's going to do well
Remember
for you.
when roaches were one supply? Was that in the beta? Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. You just see like a whole screen of
and
roaches
they had one
moving
more
around.
range, too. They were insane.
Yeah.
Just you have this giant mass of roaches when you were maxed out.
It's
like
funny
60 drones and 140 roaches.
It's funny when RTS games first come out and they're so imbalanced.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
you're
no one
like,
has
oh,
any
that's
idea.
crazy that you actually made the unit that strong. But I think you're right. I think basically you need to, if they're going Roach Ravager, you actually need to keep them honest.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Ling Bane, for instance, like Mass Ling, Mass Bane, Mass Muta, then you can actually play the defensive game because if the Banelings don't connect effectively, they just are losing gas. And as the game goes on for a long time, you're going to trade very well. But I think against the Roach Ravager, you need to be in the Zerg's face.
Yeah, well, you want to make sure that if he wants to go down that route, he's not allowed to do it cheaply, right? Like,
right.
If he has to make tons and tons and tons of roaches just to stay alive, then that's going to be later tech. That's going to be less drones. You know, those are the types of things that TY needs to look for here.
So going into Game 3, I think we need to have a little bit of a different approach. Also, it could be somewhat map-dependent, that style of play. You're actually very far apart on that map.
Yeah.
So maybe a different map, different play style. We'll see.
Well, Romanticide's going to be next, so I wouldn't be like overly surprised if it's another tech-filled opening from TY.
Yeah, it certainly could be. And I think we're actually about to hop into that. Yeah, Dark has gotten back to his booth. Each player is allowed to request one break in between. Who do you think takes this? I think TY can still bounce back, but Dark is looking scary.
Yeah, well, I'm very pleasantly surprised from game number 2 from Dark. I think he played a really nice game there. There definitely were moments where the Lurkers were running into planetaries and tanks where I wasn't feeling as hot about his chances, but a good recovery there. Yeah, I'm still slightly leaning TY, though. I am.
Yeah, TY looked very good. But Dark, you know, he's always had this edge in the super late game. Like, I love, you know, the way he was using the Niduses. The only thing I would critique is maybe get 2 Niduses at the same time. Doesn't really cost you anything at all for the possible damage you could inflict.
I agree.
Even 3 Niduses, man. I mean, it's just like...
Oh, no. That's tasteless.
But when I go 4 Niduses, you got to get on board with that.
Tasteless writes his name in cursive with Niduses.
You're just running them in. You don't even know which Niduses they're in when they're when they come out.
Oh, my God.
No, but seriously, like, I think overall Dark looks so strong in the end game. But if TY can just try to stop him before he gets there. That may be the better choice. Okay, our game is finally loaded up. This is TY versus Dark in this best of 5.
Game start. Afrika Freaks, TY. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Dark.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's cast these games.
You know what I just want to see so badly? I want to see if TY can kill a Zergling with a Reaper.
That's the best part of TVZ, man. Okay, so let's see what adjustments TY has made from the last game. Dark had a very impressive showing.
You know, parts of that last game, like when it swung violently to Dark, like he was doing good attacks on the sides, definitely, you're right about that, but like TY still had a very scary standing army, but then he fought under an acceleration zone, or on an acceleration zone, however we say that, against Lingbane, which is like impossible to do, you know?
Yeah.
There's like certain units you need to really avoid in acceleration zones, Baneling being chief amongst them.
Yeah.
It's just like the connection speed is insane, so have to be careful about that. Obviously, this map has none of those. We do have, you know, the interesting mineral wall that leads into the other rich gas base, but see what they end up doing. I like this map so far, roommates. I like the purple.
Yeah, I like our maps this season, or this the Super Tournament, I should say.
Yeah. Pretty cool map pool, I think. I'm digging it.
Okay, so we got some downtime. Yeah. You have to get the mustache back. Okay, you got to do it, dude. You looked so good with the mustache. I'm serious. As your friend.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. If you had that mustache, I think nothing could stop us.
Nothing.
If you had that mustache.
Too many casters get facial here nowadays, to be honest.
Listen, they're all fat shooting game casters. Okay, they're all trying. It's fine,
including yourself,
including me. That's how I got the Crossfire gig. They're like, Tasteless, are you a slightly overweight bearded man? I'm like, I am. They're like, here you go. You're casting Crossfire. Yeah.
Oh, I love
But listen, there are no mustache casters.
There's no mustache casters.
You look so good with the mustache.
Damn. Yeah, I just
wanted to make. I mean, I want to make fun of you just because I want to do that. Like I had all these Wario Luigi jokes lined up, but but I think the mustache suited you, and I actually think most people can't pull off the mustache.
I was starting to look a little bit like old pictures of my dad, which was a little bit strange.
But that's part of life, Artosis.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's hard.
Who are you supposed to look
yell
like?
About Protoss while looking older. You know what I mean?
No.
I need to look 12 while I yell like a 12-year-old.
No, you need to look like a weathered old man, okay? All you need to do is have a wife beater on with the mustache while you're yelling about Protoss.
Yeah? No, that would be good.
I think you should like set up a goal on your stream or something, man. I think if we polled people would approve of the mustache.
Yeah.
Every one of my friends, when they saw you, was like, he actually looks really good.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of photos.
Did your wife make you shave it?
No, she didn't.
She didn't? Okay. I was going to break you guys up if it was her fault.
Well, she really didn't like it, though.
Yeah.
And the day I shaved it was our anniversary, so it was kind of like...
it was a good gift for her.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, nice Hellion run in here, but is he actually going to get the angle?
Ooh,
oh!
Some pretty good shots here, actually. 7 drones killed. Yeah, I think that was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought. What are those drones doing there? I didn't see him down
there. 10!
10 kills.
Nice. Nice.
I thought the drones were mine hitting the main already. We like scroll down. I'm like, oh!
Yeah, yeah. That's where Dark's like, oh, crap. 3 more dead. All right, well, some good harassment. TY here, going into the Cloak Banshee once again, getting that 3rd command. All's pretty safe. We don't see exactly what Dark's plan is as of yet. Let's see if he throws on a Baneling Nest pretty soon here. Right, because we were seeing Roach Tech already by now in some previous games.
So some of the same ideas are being used in this game that were used in the previous game, in Game 2. The Banshee's coming out with Cloak. But I'll tell you, man, the 10 drone kills there, that's a big victory early on. Mm-hmm. And this is a smaller map overall. So this is a map where, like, if you just look at the layout of the bases, there's 4 bases that are in the middle of the map.
Yeah. This
is actually a map that is, I think, kind of propels the players to try to fight each other a lot. We'll see if Zerg actually...
Well, look, he hasn't made a single Roach, and Layer's about to finish. I think a Spire must go down, right?
Yeah, no, I think he's going to go for, like,
What is he doing?
He's going to go for Muta, too.
We don't... No, he's only making drones.
But those are
okay,
drones that are going to...
Infestation Pit Roach speed.
Okay.
What? This is not
I
what
actually
I
was so confident in my prediction. It's totally not the case. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm... Huh, okay. Oh, gosh, you know what? Okay, I think he's going to rush to Hive, but I don't quite understand. Because he's droning like a madman, sure. The Roach speed, I think, is a safety precaution, where he's like, okay, I can pull the trigger and make a bunch of Roaches, and I need speed for them if they're going to fight. Because he hasn't gone Evolution Chamber, right? Okay, there they are. Those are I mean, 1-1 is a third of the way done for TY, and you're starting that. So it's a little bit late on those Evos compared to TY.
I really like the ingenuity from Dark here. Like, he's just really... I guess this is actually how you become a world champion, though. I mean, beyond being incredible mechanically, is like you can look at the game and actually devise your own play style entirely. That's effective.
Oh, absolutely. The Hydralisk Den coming. I think, obviously, he has to go into Lurker Den immediately from there.
I'm a player, like, I have to wait for somebody that's way better than me to give me a replay, and then I'm like, I see it now. But, like, he can actually just, like, look at the game and be like, I see it.
Now look at this. He just held that off with a tiny group of roaches that he made in 3 queens using Transfuse. This is like a very quick hive. What an interesting play here from Dark.
Yeah. Is he going to get this hatch? No.
Barely not.
I thought that Dark was going to take 6 o'clock. Actually, I guess 6 o'clock isn't as good as it looks because you could put tanks on that high ground and hit it. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Well, I think it looks to me like he's staying pretty turtled on 3 base. Like, yeah, he's taking a 4th. But this is just about the speed of his tech. Look at this. TY gets in, sees the hive. Just a very different idea from Dark this game.
Is it going to work, though? TY definitely altering his play style. I don't think this is just a reaction from Game 2 either. I think this is also map-specific. Terran can actually push here. He's going to get armor again. Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
I would take killing armor, and I'd lose the Medivacs and Marines any day to get armor there. Oh, nice. Let's finish what we started.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and bust that 4th base, but what Dark is doing here might be okay still. The 4th base is not the crux of this like it would be for any Mac-oriented build. Like, he's going purely for tech right now, so I think he still has some potential in this game. Whereas a lot of other games, you'll see that 4th ground and be like, all right, that's the beginning of the end.
Nice play here from TY. This is already looking like TY could close this. If he keeps this up, he's had so many successive victories here. The drone kills at the start, the denial of the armor upgrade, which is actually huge when you think of how much less sustain you have against stimmed Marines and siege tanks. I mean, Marines deal damage so quickly.
True.
Taking out the hatchery at the 4th.
But what's the plan for victory, right? Like, does he just have 1 factory still? Like, he's flying around with Medivacs. He's adding 3 Raxes on right now.
Dude, I think he just pushes again. I think he's going to take his 4th and push out.
There's going to be too many lurkers, though. I don't... 3-4 tanks? I mean...
Are there enough lurkers to cover everything everywhere, though?
You literally only need 2 Vipers, and you should be able to hold this. 2 Vipers and then, you know, a handful of lurkers.
Oh, you might be right. Let's see. We're going to have, once again, another fight over here by the 4th. Zerg trying to get over here and stop the Terrans before they can get across the double bridge pass here.
Yeah, looks like he's going to get right past that double bridge, immediately stimming forward right now. Okay, throws down the fungal. It's going to allow him to have a decent engage at the beginning there. The Infestor does end up going down.
Oh.
Does have some Vipers here as well. Nice move there. I love that harassment.
Oh, another drop over here.
Yeah, TY all over the place, really showing his multitasking.
He is just everywhere, man.
Look at that. Yanks in the tank. That goes down. See, he's got 3 Vipers, and then he's got the Lurkers. It's like you can't really actually break him. Even though it really does, I agree with you. It feels like TY has been outplaying Dark a lot this game. But what Dark did doesn't care so much about that. You know?
Yeah.
Like, you can take a lot of damage. If you're going for the most cost-efficient Zerg stuff, that's where your value lies. It doesn't lie in having that 4th base, right? You can lose a few drones here and there because you're going to make up for it with the Vipers and the Lurkers. And TY, he can't kill him right now. He's up 30 supply. He's got way better upgrades. You see right now, right? TY is adding a bunch of factories. You realize, okay, we need a bunch of tanks to try to break this because there's no real way in unless Dark does a big misstep.
The Nidus network is on the way here, so we'll see what kind of Nidus play is going to happen. Do we have any Overseers? Yeah, we have one that's in between the main and the 4th, so he might try to hit there. Terran is looking to push in here once more. Instead of having all of his eggs in one basket, TY is just trying to hit as many locations at once. And this base over here, he'll easily be able to deny this. There's absolutely nothing to defend. No lurkers, nothing.
I'm going to cancel that, stim around. I mean, he's got plenty of energy on these Vipers. TY, I mean, it's good play from TY. I like what he's doing, right? While he's trying to get the tech that he needs, he's just hitting the edges, which is basically what is available to you. Cancel a hatch here and there, pick off a couple units, keep Dark busy. Those are all good things.
Okay, so we have the Nidus coming here. Once again, TY always just barely has enough to deny that. TY is taking another base of his own. It makes more sense for TY to take these center bases than for Dark to. But I do worry that Dark isn't going to have a lot of easy bases to cover after this 5th one's taken. Everything else looks like it's pretty hard to take.
Well, I think the one that mirrors the 5th base of TY that he's taking, that like you have to mine out those minerals to connect it, I think that one's all right because it's a high ground. And with Lurker Viper, that's going to be pretty strong, right? In fact, I think that could be like central to the defense of Dark going towards the end game, because the bottom left should be the area he's trying to expand.
There
to
are
at
rocks
that point.
you can destroy, though. Yeah, but you are right.
Yeah.
A high ground place is not bad.
Yeah, I could see that being useful for him in the future.
Nice pick off of the Lurker. Now we have both parties maxed out. I like this Nidus over here. He may try to just push in here.
It's kind of weird there were 2 Lurkers waiting for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, also, nothing's even coming out of this.
Yeah.
It was to get the Lurkers back, Artosis.
Yeah, I guess so. Lurkers.
That was a rescue Nidus. So Zerg is now taking 6 on the low ground. It might have been pushable earlier in this game, but I think now that they're both maxed out, that's actually not an easy place at all for Terran to hit.
Yeah, you're quite right about that. And the base is over on the towards the top right for Dark. Yeah, it's really interesting kind of how he's playing it, because it feels like the bottom left area is going to be what's easy for Dark to take, but he's taking that top right area. We'll see how that goes. TY going 3 tanks at a time. He's getting that ghost tech up, adding the command centers.
What is this on the left?
Finish.
Oh, it's a bunch of roaches here.
Well, that's a great place for them.
Yeah, until they are randomly spotted by these Marines over here.
As TY, don't you look at that and say, what are these roaches even doing here? I would almost see those roaches be like, oh, he forgot about those.
Yeah.
Leave.
Like somehow he clicked on a hatchery and then clicked somewhere on the map.
Yeah, something
There's just
like
all
that.
sorts of random units over there.
Yeah. Like, that's not a strategically significant location or something. Wow, that's a lot of siege tanks.
Yeah. Well, if you have this many tanks, I mean, how many Vipers would you need in order to harpoon this in time before your defenses are shattered?
Yeah,
makes
time
sense.
is a good qualifier for it, right? Because you need half the number of tanks in Vipers to harpoon rather quickly. But, you know, you got to wait for the cooldown. You got to make sure you're dealing the damage to the tanks. It is so many tanks, though.
No, it's a threat here. But we haven't seen him push out with it just yet.
Yeah, a lot of ghosts being added in as well. Just kind of cleaning up the upgrades.
Do you worry that in this game TY's been too passive?
No, I think he was doing a great job. Think back, right? Like, he did some good harassment with the Hellions early on. He canceled several bases. He killed the 4th. I don't think that there was more that he could have done. But basically, Dark leapfrogged over everything into this high tech and now is taking the map, and TY has to build the right army to fight it now. He had, like, a lot of small advantages going towards the late game, and then Dark hit what he needed, and then suddenly it's like, okay, now you have to do your thing, and Dark gets to do everything he wants until you have your stuff.
One of the beautiful things about going for lots of Lurkers like this, too, is if they overextend, you really can counter-push very well. I'm not used to seeing it, but it makes a lot of sense when you see it work. You know, Lurkers are not units that trade. You know, Lurkers can sometimes just destroy everything and you've won the fight and you have a ton of supply and you just go across the map and hit them.
Just saw the roaches die. I think that's probably intentional by Dark. I don't think you want any roaches at this point in the game.
No, you need to get rid of those and then supply up with more efficient stuff. And look at this double spire. So we might go into a style of play, and this is always historically with Zerg, especially in StarCraft 2, have been a really effective way to play is you do a total tech rotation or unit composition rotation. So you'll hit him with all these types of units. That forces him to make this. Then you switch into this. And a lot of times you've exhausted the Terran to where they don't have the right comp at the key moment where they lose the fight.
Yeah.
So let's say he forces a bunch of the Broodlords come out. That forces a bunch of Vikings. You switch then into a crazy ground army, and then you can win the game.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
Ling Bane Ultra or something like that.
Exactly.
If you get them to go Viking. It's all about reading that situation correctly and very quickly switching what you're doing. Okay. Pulls back the lurker slightly. Is that one lurker gonna die? No, just about half health. Okay. Good pullback, I guess.
Yeah, not a bad idea to just nuke this. Look at all the ghosts changing their gun formations. What is it called where they flip the guns around?
Oh, no, I don't know what
Military,
that's called. I know
they
what
do
you
this
mean.
at like funerals or whatever.
Yeah,
Is there a word for
yeah.
that?
No, I'm sure there is.
Like gun flippy or something like that.
Gun flippery?
Gun flippery, yeah. By the way, Zerg's taking top right. And that's a... Well, I think of these as like ambiguous territories. Like, it's not obvious who's supposed to take the top right.
Oh, yeah, that's a good way to put that. I definitely agree top right is a little bit ambiguous.
Yeah.
It could go either way.
It's not like, when you look at a third base, it's like the Terran never takes the Zerg's third base. It's impossible at pro play. But, like, that top right base, that could be either player's base, really. And also, Zerg's taking the bottom left.
Yeah, no, he's expanding absolutely everywhere. And
oh, my God.
This. A couple blinding clouds going down. Some Banes rolling in as well. Help delete all this. Really a strange-looking attack here from Dark.
Yeah, again, we're not used to seeing lurkers just get in the face of the Terran, but it seems like Dark has got enough resources that he can have these attacks. And one of the great things that we've already seen in Game 2, and we're seeing it here now in Game 3, is when lurkers get in front of a planetary, you can't save it in the conventional way that Terrans normally save stuff by mass repairing, because the lurkers also kill all of the SCVs. It's kind of like what happens a lot of times when you see Banes on a planetary, but the problem with the Baneling is, like, once it does its damage, it's gone. But with enough lurkers, you can just destroy that, and then there's plenty more damage that can still be dealt.
Yeah, that is true. They're like reusable Banelings in a way.
If this game keeps looking like this, Dark's going to win. He's actually...
Yeah, his bank is just gigantic right now. But TY has a big bank. He's still maxed out. He has a lot of bases. So there's still a lot of play left here.
I don't think TY knows about this bottom left base. Like, Terran's controlling that area, but hasn't actually looked down there. Oh, he's going to find out soon. Yeah, he's going to make turrets down here and be like, oh.
Feels like, well, remember those bases we used to call, like, placeholder nexuses?
Yeah,
Where you just, like, build it on every location because you have the money.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. Like, you have extra resources. It's like, well, I'll claim this now like it's a flag or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like it's one of those military games where you got to capture territories.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't imagine that Zerg is going to have that bottom left base for very long, just because Terran's reaching pretty far towards the bottom left here. No easy place to really push. We've seen nukes and siege tanks hit that location towards the middle that Zerg owns. And we have another all-out invasion over here.
Oh my God, look at this. The Bane Hydra rolling up as well, just connecting everywhere. There's so many siege tanks.
Yeah, the planetary dies as collateral damage there.
My God, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it was ever actually targeted. I think enough Banelings blew up on other stuff. It just actually was enough to kill off the CC.
Did you happen to see that new mod thing that Nice Username made that shows the cost efficiency of everything?
Oh, I have not seen that yet.
God, I hope we get that for next year, because that battle right there, I'm trying to go through my head. I'm like, who was more efficient there? I'm pretty sure Terran was, actually.
Yeah.
You know, they lost a base.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that was cost inefficient for Dark.
Oh, we've got a big attack coming up here now. Lots of links hitting all these locations up here. And we're seeing Terran get squeezed pretty hard. The thing is, Zerg has so many resources, you can actually be cost inefficient.
I know, he's really got a lot. The thing is, TY still has a lot as well. He actually has a bigger army right now. But we're getting like this very fast-moving army out of Dark at the moment, right? He's making a lot of Lings and Hydra, so kind of a Ling, Bane, Hydra type thing. Of course, when you're both spread out this much, if you're going for something like anti-siege, anti-lurker,
yeah,
suddenly having a bunch of fast Lings everywhere is going to do really well against that.
Okay, so good defense once more here. And I gotta say, man, this is actually really impressive here from Dark. I didn't think he was gonna bring games that looked like this, but you know, he always manages to master a new level of late game here, and we're seeing it once more. I mean, TY, if you looked at the mini-map, you might think this is close until you realize he's barely mining from these bases. They just keep getting hit over and over.
Yeah. It's funny, though. I watched Dark run in, and I'm like, well, you lost a lot of units trying to do whatever you were trying to do there.
Yeah, it's a very different way of attacking. It's funny because it actually kind of looks like a Brood War army, actually, with the Lurkers diving on like that.
Yeah, kind of.
And doing a lot of damage. But we're seeing it in StarCraft 2 here.
Ooh,
nice.
Beautiful snipes going down. And the Ghost just going to come up and finish what the nuke started. But Dark is going to attack as well. Brings the Lurkers up to that planetary. Brings Lings as well. And going to run Lurkers once again into the mass siege tanks. We even have upgraded bunkers.
Yeah, this is
You
such
never see that
a
in
weird
pro play.
game here. Again, lots of Marines coming forward here. Not enough Lurkers to take this fight. Okay. I mean, I guess you might as well.
Yeah.
I do want to point out, occasionally we have games where there's so many nukes used, and they don't really do anything efficient at all, and I almost wonder if it's better to not get that many nukes, you know?
Yeah, I guess it matters how many actually end up hitting, right?
Yeah.
Because it has to be like a percentage type thing.
If you're just killing hatcheries with nukes, that's not efficient. If the nukes are the only things doing the hatchery, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah, we should look at the math on that. Like, we see TY is actually utilizing his gas better than most Terrans do in this matchup, but a lot of times in a lot of matchups, Terrans just don't use their gas in StarCraft 2, you know?
Yeah, well, also, it's the thing is, like, we'll have so many games where it seems like the Terran is nuked enough times where it comes down to each guy on one base. That's where I wonder. I'm like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
I think if you're overwhelmingly ahead and you're using nukes as, like, another thing that the Zerg has to juggle.
Like another pressure.
Another task that they have to deal with, that's fine. But I've seen it where it's like they each just have, like, one base left, and they're nuking something where there's, like, only creep tumors are dying and all the drones move away. I'm like, that can't be the best way to do it, right?
Yeah, definitely agree with that situation. We do see that pretty a lot, actually. Okay, a lot of Lurkers actually morphing right here, but he's going to bring up his Ghost, so this could be inefficient. Yeah, pushes him back for now. There are a couple Lurkers here. He's going to take those out. Forces Dark way, way back. Look at this. TY actually up in supply right now. He's got about a 60 army supply advantage. His army definitely very, very fearsome.
It's funny because, like, again, even though Dark's winning, you kind of see why this hasn't been trendy historically. Is Lurkers just dive bombing in?
Yeah, and Lurkers are, I mean, they're super strong right now, right? It's like they're strongest they've ever been, but you can see that Terran played in an intelligent way with, like, spaced siege tanks. It's hard to make them work.
Yeah, functionally, it's a little bit tricky. Okay, we've got another big attack coming in here as the nuker is taken out. And again, I see Ghosts retreating here. Ghosts are really going to be the saving grace at picking off these Lurkers over time. It's not the siege tanks. Siege tanks sort of create a no man's land.
Yeah.
And they're very good. If they have cover, you can kind of set it and forget it. And do other stuff, which is so much a part of StarCraft and RTS in general, is there are so many tasks. There are things you need to just set up while you're doing other stuff. It's the Ghosts, though, that are actually sniping the Lurkers or anything else of significance. I mean, the nukes are sort of an afterthought, I would say, compared to everything else that really matters here. But
the Ghosts are like the long-term plan.
Yeah. But if we don't see these Ghosts picked off, it's going to be pretty difficult for the Zerg here.
Well, they definitely would get killed so quickly without things like the supporting siege tanks in there. It's really a team effort from TY's army. All right, gets a tumor. Nice. Dark still mining from that top right. Look at that. TY is taking the bottom left now, so they have split the map.
Okay, so we have the Lurkers coming in here now. Is this a good location to attack? It's pretty ambitious. I mean, Terran is definitely defensively set up. We're seeing that with that siege tank over there on the left. My God, Dark!
Yeah, rolls through with a lot of Ling Bane there up towards the main base. But, I mean, that can only do so much, right?
Why is there a Nidus here?
Why wouldn't there be a Nidus here?
What?
Yeah.
It looks like a move from the campaign where there's just Niduses popping up everywhere. Kerrigan's walking around.
For the swarm.
Yeah, you'll never stop us.
Yeah.
With her high heels on. She's, like, biological, but she's got, like, alien bug high heels. I'm like, is those shoes you put on?
Yeah.
Does she wear shoes? She just has
She can
Look
make
at a
herself
picture of
grow in any
Kerrigan.
way, right? Like,
Look.
she's got Abathur at her disposal, so her DNA can do whatever she wants.
High heels.
Yeah, high heels.
Think about that. She's walking around. She's got biological.
You're telling me if you were a Zerg, you wouldn't be walking around in biological Air Jordans?
I would definitely be walking around in some Air Jordans, man. Oh, here we go. Another push comes in here. No nuke this time around. Oh, hold on. He's going to do it now. It was stopped earlier on, though.
Oh, you got to run back from that.
Yeah.
That would be the most awesome nuke ever.
And that's going to hit, but this Ling run by is pretty great. He can actually get these tanks over here. I think it's one of them. Ooh. Yeah, got to watch out for that splash damage. You can damage your own units with it.
Look at this now. TY starting to pummel his way through. Dark running up. Oh, my God. The lurkers are not burrowing. Oh, okay. Finally does burrow there, pushing everything back. A lot of ghosts left over, though. The tanks keeping everything zoned.
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of snipes coming out.
It's starting to look like Zerg might lose the bottom center, and that's 2 bases too many, I think. Again, the lurkers, if they get the snipes off and they run back. Oh, good pick up there with the medevac, too.
This is very tricky. He's actually going neural now.
It seems like Terran has mixed up the style where it's a few Marines, but mostly tanks and ghosts, and that's where this is hard to deal with. There's enough splash the Lings blow up, and then there's enough ghosts that they can actually snipe the lurkers.
Yeah, it's hard to engage this.
Yeah.
Very hard.
It seems like this was better when it was too Marine heavy. When the army was like 80% Marines and medevacs, and then there was some tanks. Now that it's mostly tanks and ghosts, and there's like a couple Marines, where it's like it's another target you have to deal with, this is working out really well.
But look at this. He's going 11 infestors, and he just got neural. What do you... I was thinking when he was getting neural, I'm like, oh, maybe you grab a ghost and EMP the other ghost, something like that. I guess we could see him do like a burrow movement on the infestors and then neural the tanks?
Maybe.
Or maybe he's just trying to get more cost efficient.
I think at this point in the game, they're going to be scanning so much. I don't know how well that's going to work. It seems like it might work once, and then Terran scans forever.
Yeah.
But let's see.
Well, I don't... With the infestors, the only other thing that I can really come up with is he realizes that the walls are closing in, and it's time to get every spellcaster as many as you can. You know?
Yeah.
Because that's how you're going to win in a game where you're barely mining. Oh, God.
Oh, damn! Massacre over there on those lurkers, and he pops back out behind the safety of the siege tanks.
That's brutal.
By the way, in the upper right, that base is almost mined out, right, for Zerg?
No, I think that's his only healthy base, honestly.
No, he's had that for so long, right?
I don't know how many drones he had there, but I think it's like, okay, like halfway.
Because if Terran takes out these 2 bottom bases, Zerg actually has to only mine from that upper right. And I think TY actually will take this despite Dark winning coolest play of Zerg award.
Well, it's definitely some very cool play. He's trying to mine here from that high ground expansion, but TY really is taking this game over. He's still got almost 4K in the bank. Dark, barely any minerals. Definitely that top right has to be drying, as you said. Dark, you better make your move. Okay, 6 broods. I mean, if you can fungal the ghosts to reset their snipes.
Yeah.
So
So we have Broodlords coming here. But the thing is, there's already Ghosts, dude. He's going to snipe that, too.
Right, there's far less minerals there than I thought.
Here we go.
Okay.
Getting a little bit of ground here. Did he force any Vikings? Terran's actually maxed out, so supply has to drop before... Oh, hold on.
Oh, good fungal.
I thought that was going to do a lot better, but yeah, fungal is a great ability.
All right, clears that out.
Maybe Zerg pushes back. Look at the minerals in the bank right now for Zerg and how slow it's going up.
It's really bad.
Versus Big Ball and TY.
He has to, like, keep going, I think. You can't just sit here and try to hold it.
But I think Terran can actually pull away. I mean, just because Terran's not attacking that location doesn't mean the Zerg is actually soaking resources up from it yet, right? So I think there's a very small period of time where TY can regroup and then actually fight back again and maybe win the game. Is he going to push the top right, or is he scanning that to see the minerals?
Well, I think once you scan to see the minerals, either way you don't push it, right?
Yeah, but he's moving to the top right. Look at his army movement.
Oh.
I don't know. I feel like that's the wrong play because maybe you take that, but then Zerg... If I'm Zerg, I just I just want to get this base up, the one that we're looking at right now.
Maybe he's just waiting for more Vikings to produce, so he's like, well, what can I do that's worthwhile right now?
Okay, that was weird. We had some kind of lag spike or something. Okay, Terran pushes up here. And actually, not a great fungal. He moves away. Nicely done. What?
Seems like the Broods are still doing good work.
What is he going to refill his supply with? TY's been at 180 for a little bit.
Yeah, he's making Vikings. Maybe he's like adding some starports or something, but I see the Vikings going up 2 at a time right now.
Okay, so he gets this base, but like, is that really that worth it? I mean, I guess you could stop him from mining gas there, but like,
yeah,
those are the kind of minerals that you have where it's like you need to open up a part of the map. So you like mine that out with like one time. And that's the kind of minerals.
You drop a mule there to get through.
Yeah, exactly. Where I'm not totally sure if that's if that's what you want. This is where Terran has to scan that and drop mules there just to make sure there's no more minerals left for Zerg to get.
Yeah. Well, I guess Dark does have a base. He's on Broodlord Infester, the old fallback. When in doubt, Broodlord Infester.
Yeah. Turns out those units have a lot of symbiosis artosis.
Yeah. I don't think they work quite as well on this patch, to be honest, but I'm excited to see what he can get done. We see a lot of Thors being made. Liberators, looks like he's getting ready for Liberator range. That was kind of a cool strategy that Maru showed us at one point, right? The Thor Liberator. Remember this?
Of course,
he didn't win with it, but it was like mass siege up the Liberators to keep back the Infestors.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the Thors go to town on the Broods. Is the idea, at least.
Okay, this is not a mistake. Guys
Those
at home.
minerals.
Yeah.
There's not many left on the map.
Yeah, he needs supply.
Doesn't get him this time.
So SCVs are like, I mined the entire game for you, TY. TY's like, go to the 4th base for the Zerg.
Yeah, one of them's like, I built your first depot.
Yeah.
Me? No, that was me.
No, I was one of your first SCVs. I've been mining minerals this entire game.
Yeah. I've mined thousands of minerals for you.
I mined your main base. I mined your 4th, your 5th. You're going to kill me? TY's like, I'm not going to ask you another time. Go to where the lurkers are and die.
Now.
Yeah, go right now. I need to make Vikings.
Yeah. It's like, listen,
they'll
retrain me. I will fly a Viking for you, TY. It's not how this game works,
I got to make Vikings, and I'm going to land later. They're going to die to Lynx. Get out of here.
Oh, that was a good fungal right there. Look at these fungals. Super good fungals.
This is a wall of Terran mech in, I think, a great tech switch. TY immediately is able to address the Broodlord Infester. And it's a lot harder for these Infestors to get in there.
Look at this. He actually he knurls one of the Thors here and is picking off some good stuff. TY goes ahead and just targets it down because it's doing too much damage. Dude, Dark is doing very well with this unit comp.
Is he going to keep doing this? I don't know if he can break through. The Vikings are pretty far back here. Again, it's a mini game where the Vikings are trying to avoid the Infestors while hitting the Broodlords, so there's like this funny dance that we're seeing back and forth. He just needs enough Broodlings to come out, because once they hit the tank dies.
Yes. Yes, every volley he gets kills at least one tank. You know what, Tasis?
What's up?
I am really hoping. Come on, Dark. Usher in a new era of Broodlord Infestor.
Yeah.
I'm so bored of these dynamic TVZs we've been having.
Let's make Zerg once again go to that thing that's just too hard to kill.
Yeah, because...
And actually, let's make it worse. Let's make it so that the fungal is instantaneous like it used to be.
Oh, yeah, that would be amazing.
That was the best.
Cast it burrowed once again.
Yeah.
Woo.
Where they don't
we
have to
need
throw
longer
their...
leash range on these broods. Bring it back.
Oh,
good fungal! Good fungal! Oh, my God!
Okay, but now he's going to come in. There's no more energy on these Infestors, so he can finally go for the dive here. I think it's, what, 3 Broodlords left?
Yeah, and without the energy there, like you said, right? There's his last fungal for the time being. Dark has to back up. TY, like, he's killed a lot of what TY has, but TY still has a big bang. Dark has none.
Okay, the bottom's mined out too, right?
Oh, yeah, no, Dark is, like,
so Dark's
basically not mined.
Yeah. Zerg has reclaimed the upper right.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God. I'm sure he's going to mine maybe 320 minerals.
That's a
from that location.
maybe.
And it's like, well, that's 20 more minerals than a.
Look,
a
he may as
hatchery
well
costs.
look for mineral walls around the map, right? See if like TY
Yeah, that's a
maybe
good point.
didn't mine out the mineral wall between his 5th base and his main. You know. Okay, this is the final attack here coming in from Dark.
Zerg
It
wins
actually
this.
is, yeah.
Zerg's like, why didn't I do this earlier? I lost a base, and maybe this game.
Comes in from a delicious angle and kills a lot of the army.
You know,
but-
I don't know if it was very delicious, Artosis.
Oh, it was downright scrumptious, my friend. Did you see how much he killed with that little tiny army?
He killed so much, I'm surprised he didn't do that before the hatchery was taken out, Artosis. That's my
Right?
takeaway here.
Let's keep us on the
Like
edge
they never
of our
expect you
seats.
to win the game after you lose your bases.
Maybe what happened was he realized that Broodlord Infestor is the best again,
Yeah.
and he's like, let me throw this
He's like,
so I
I've
can
been
win the world
making-
championship.
Did I actually go for Roach Burrow in game 1? What was I doing? This is like we're all fighting with like rifles and tanks, and he's like, I've invented the chariot. It's like, no, you're in the wrong time period.
By far the
Yeah.
wrong time period.
Yes, your chariot will stand no chance against these armored tanks.
It's like he thinks he trained a bunch of monkeys to attack.
Yeah.
But when he lets them out of the cages, just run into the woods. He's like,
Yeah,
oh no!
yeah. My attack monkeys aren't working. All right,
Another nice fungal, but another EMP goes down on the rest of them. GG. And TY is going to pick up game number 3 and take that lead. Going to be on match point here for the rest of the series.
Dark looks quite strong. TY definitely had to
Yeah.
work for that win. This is actually
yeah.
been a great series so far. That was like a 38-minute game, man.
That was a very cool game. There is this period in there. We're seeing this in each game from Dark, where he's trying to kill bases and areas with Lurker. He's having a hard time with it. He's just not being that efficient, and TY is making more than enough tanks.
If I had
I
to-
think that he's made a lot of great adjustments, Dark has, but he needs to be a little bit careful with that portion if he's going to stay on this path.
TY is looking so well-rounded and so strong. Dark has this very alternative approach to ZVT right now. It's worked once, but he has to make it work from every game from here on out. Otherwise, TY is moving on.
Game start. Africa Freaks, TY.
Ty.
Thank you.
That's what I'm here for. Look at this. What's he doing?
I think he might
He's not mining minerals.
just make Raxes on the other side of the
Yeah, he's
map.
like, I heard what these are actually. This is mutiny. These SCVs are like, did you see what he did to his SCVs in the last game? I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to stay here for this.
Oh, this is a funny proxy location, isn't it?
Yeah,
Look at that one.
I don't think this is going to get spotted.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's a hard one to spot.
Okay, so it's double racks. And it's actually a pretty close spot. It's not so close that the Zerg's going to see it.
Yeah.
It is pretty insane how much thought goes into where to hide these things, because you'll see players check, and sometimes it's the one spot they don't look for, or it's like
That's what you're
clearly,
looking for,
yeah,
right on the
clearly
edge.
there's something here where, you know, that mini game has been mastered by so many pros.
It's kind of an interesting aspect of StarCraft 2 is that almost everywhere is buildable. Whereas in StarCraft
That
1,
is
it's
very
like
true. That
you
actually,
literally know where every buildable tile is in StarCraft 1 when you play.
that is such a good point. I had not actually thought about that.
That's what
I
it is.
wonder if we should start changing StarCraft 2 maps so there's less buildable tiles.
Or maybe, gasp, let Terrans build places on StarCraft 1 maps.
Yeah,
How much does it hurt to let me have one turret in the map?
I'm fine with that.
All right.
Did we change it? Did we change the whole game?
One of them needs to be changed. I don't really care which one, honestly. Do you see the placement of that? That was so beautifully placed.
Okay. The second bunker, or is he going to get a second bunker, or do you want to
I
just
don't
keep
think
the SCV
so.
alive?
Yeah, I think he's just gonna
Sick
sit.
note takers. That was 2010. I'm like, he makes 3 bunkers here.
Yeah.
No, wrong decade, buddy.
Calm down, select.
Yeah. I was about to make a select joke.
Ooh, nice drone control. Nice drone. Kills 2 so far. Some good micro.
The bunker's canceled. The lings are out. Oh, these are actually on the wrong
four,
side.
Though. Only 4.
But he's still making Marines.
Oh, he killed the bunker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I think he forced a cancel, but yeah.
Well, it said killed.
Oh, was it actually destroyed?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
never mind. My bad.
That's why I would point it out. Okay.
So the lings are going to counterattack. Yep, that's it. That's the end of the rush.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say overall, Dark did a very nice hold there.
But what kind of game do we get from here?
Well, I think TY just has to basically go like triple command, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite slow.
Units, triple command.
Is there any kind of counter aggression that Dark can try to use here?
That makes me a little bit nervous because Dark does like to do things like Roach Ravager when he can, right?
Yeah.
But I almost feel like this is the situation where you want to drone like mad.
Think about this. Have we ever casted a best of 5 with Dark where he didn't, in one game, do a Roach Ravager rush?
Probably not.
It's like every game he's like,
doesn't even matter the matchup. It's just like, this has to happen. That's a cool thing about Dark, though. Those stylistic aspects are fun. Well, he is just droning and getting Zergling speed. No Roach Warren or anything yet.
It's because he already did it in Game 2, Artosis.
Yeah. All right. Oh, Medevac. I actually thought he was maybe going to go for Banshee here, but Medevac and Hellions.
Going to probably try to lean into harass. He's already got... He has 8 Marines exactly, right?
Something like that.
So that would make sense to then just go into a Medevac. It's like a really smart, efficient way to play the game. Is he made enough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is a good point. And he's getting reasonably quick stim here as well. There is a Roach Warren on the way for Dark. All right, shows those Marines. Turns around immediately. Doesn't want to get caught out.
Okay. Hellions on the way. He's not going to land that barracks. Ah, he's going to swap it out.
Yeah, I guess if your opponent over drones, there's possibilities here.
Sorry, where are those Marines now?
Right there.
Oh, I see now. Okay. I thought they had actually moved up further on the map.
Okay, the drop going across, I can't imagine it doing anything. Dark is just ready. Has these links. As long as he gets under the medevac, it'll be fine.
Okay, so he's actually going to put 2 Hellions on the low ground.
I love the Queen flank.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is going to get completely shut down here. You're kidding me! Good save. All of this is salvageable because he can repair it, so that's great.
Wow.
I thought for sure he was going to lose that.
Yeah.
Dark really on top of this, though. Not just defending, but actually ready to pick the medevac off. Okay, so he's headed back now. And he'll just repair this up and probably actually move out again for another attack. Stim's almost done, although I don't think we're going to have an actual push here for a little bit. Instead, it's going to be the double drop. No, this all makes a lot of sense here.
Yeah.
Then actually, I take it back. You can push. With 2 medevacs and Marines, if you get the right spot, you can actually break a position. And I have to say, this is a much better setup than I expected from TY.
Yeah, he's actually opting to go a little bit more on the aggressive side. A lot of times you'll see after a failed 2 racks, like a quicker 3rd command or something, knowing that you can't get too much done. But you know what? He's trying to keep the pressure on Dark right now. But Dark has enough. Let's see what he actually runs the Hellions by to try to get some additional drone kills. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's going to get too many though.
Well, he's gotten 6. Not bad.
Yeah, that's not too bad. You're right.
I'm not sure how that was supposed to go. Are you supposed to fight with the Hellions, or is it actually better to hit the SCVs? That's an unusual moment.
Yeah, I think it's better to target drones because the Hellions just don't really add enough damage to that. You're never going to actually beat Dark's army.
Yeah.
You're picking off what you can and buying time.
Yeah. But again, I as far as like builds go, like TY is just, he's kind of my crush.
Oh yeah.
When I look at builders, I'm like, oh, you really you cover everything. You know, when you're looking at a build, you're like, no, that's, okay, so you go from there to there.
Yeah.
Oh, and now you're you're gonna do this. Like Dark is actually like, this is like world-class play from him because he's actually stopping everything. But like TY is giving himself so many opportunities to win and also keep growing.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you completely. Like, TY has always been my Terran crush.
He's a stand-up dude. If I had a sister, I'd be like okay with him dating him.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You could date Tastina. It's fine.
Tastina. Well, not unless he's also dating Artosala.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Artosala.
Everyone should have a crush on TY. His brain is just so big. I know me, you, and Maynard all have one for sure.
For sure, man. Well, especially with this game, with this build, I'm like, yeah, dude, that looks really good.
Yeah, his play is downright handsome. Okay, some Infestor coming. Hive on the way once again. So Dark kind of taking a similar route to what we saw in the previous
You should
game.
have those Marines cross on that bridge over there where the tree fell. That's a pretty convenient attack location. Look at that. That tree fell down, but here we go. The Marines can actually hit that area now.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Look at this. He actually forces a cancel.
TY.
Yeah.
Dark's like, oh, roaches are not as good as I thought, and runs away. Now he's going to the main. Roach is like, we're going to go run up there, fight, and then run away again.
Yeah, going to bring him up. Looks like he should be able to just force it back. Oh, nice transfuse.
Think again, Artosis. This is a massacre.
God.
Every roach that showed up initially to fight that died.
That's strong. That's TY.
He's not done yet. These Marines aren't going to get any rest at all. No sleep for these Marines.
Yeah, probably send him to Dilator, just like those SCVs.
That medevac was taking a nap, but... And now he's going to push. He's going to come in here. Actually, this might... I mean, I think Dark can hold, but I will tell you, man, here and there, TY just is killing off enough. Look at this. He's sending an empty medevac.
Yeah.
He's like, look at this. It's full of Marines. Not. Not, bro.
Could be.
It's completely empty. You got punked. And he's going to come in here and hit over at the 4th. I only see one Ravager. And keep in mind, it's 3 Ravager shots to kill a tank.
Let's see if he gets a good fungal, though.
There's one Infestor.
He has energy on the Infestor, right?
Better. Well,
he better if he wants to hold this. Yeah, look at that. That is a very good fungal that goes down. Is that enough? Yeah, it looks like the roaches start to cut through the Marines, but the siege tanks just shelling everything from above.
So 2 or 3 more Ravagers hatched, but they never got close enough to the tanks. This is why these Marines move up like this. It's just enough to like make it hard to actually attack into.
You know, I got to say, this game, even though it opened with the 2 barracks play, it's really similar to the last game that they played, where Dark is rushing much more quickly towards Hive and was trying to skirt units. And then TY did a lot of harassment as well, but the difference is this time he brought up his 4 siege tanks and is really applying the pressure. So it feels like he's actually bent around to try to counter better what Dark did in the last game.
Oh my god, he hasn't killed that tank yet. It's going to get 1 or 2 more shots off. The bile eventually lands. I think it got 3 more shots off before it was picked off. And there's going to be more reinforcements coming. Liberators are being added into the mix. Infantry level 2 is about to be done. Again, right now, TY is just on the edge of breaking that 4th base. Dark is having to mass up. He's mining from it, but he needs to keep that 4th base going. Now, Lurkers are there. Is TY actually looping around? What is this army doing on the far side over here on the right? He's trying to go undetected. I think he wants to hit 12 o'clock.
You might find a 5th, too, right? Like, it wouldn't be out of the question for Dark to start a 5th up there.
Yeah, but I guess he's overestimated Dark's growth rate because there's in fact not a 5th at all. Yeah. But I think what's happening is we're seeing all of the army of Dark set up over here. And this is one of the things about Lurkers is, like, they can't be everywhere at once. It's like
That's true.
You can't cover 2 locations.
Unless you have 1 base.
Yeah. So he's going to hit over here, and I don't see any Lurkers. Then again, I don't know if I see enough to actually...
It turns out he has plenty, though, to hold on. Yeah, throws down a nice fungal. Those Hydra's going to be able to pick off one of the medevacs because of it.
I think TY is going to lose control of the map now. I think Zerg regroups and hits that center-left spot.
It feels like he's done a good job slowing the growth rate overall, but Dark has kind of hit the tech that he needs now. TY, I think it's factory add time.
Yeah, I
we
think
need 2-3 facts going up.
Dark's been unleashed here. Now he can
Dark
start
Unleashed.
That's right, my favorite movie. No, he's got total control of the map now. Terran actually has to go back. Now Terran's expanding pretty frantically, but maybe this push up here does something. Every time I see TY's army moving out, I think that's not enough.
Well, it's definitely he can't like fight a head-on battle. That's for sure. But he certainly can hit all the sides. Look, this is going to force a cancel there for sure. Always going to get some lurker eggs.
And
these are great moves.
They're all great. I like the shutdown to the base over there. Again, Dark looks strong, but he's not actually growing. And I think if TY isn't going to lose any of these unit groups, this is actually going to work. He's just sort of keeping him contained with a small little guerrilla army here that can hit and then escape. And again, this is a feature of Roach Ravager, is that you can't really stop them from picking up their army and running away.
Yeah, and you see how Dark is actually trying to fight against that. He's throwing down a lot of parasitic bombs like we saw last game. It's a very good way. Yeah,
it's probably the best of what you can try to do.
Yeah, unless you have a bunch of Hydras, which he really doesn't, then you could yank them in and kill them off. But this comp, like, yeah, what are you going to do? Just suddenly have a bunch of Hydras in here? No. All right, so a lot of upgrades going down for Dark, getting Burrow here as well. Has some pretty good defense up overall. Does need to secure that pit base. Of course, we see him taking it. See if he holds on.
And this is going to be the moment where we're going to see how well TY can push. We've seen this tried before, and it was actually handled very well. Nidus is going to be incorporated in a second here, but maybe TY can break this base and maybe the one above it. Okay, this is a cancel.
Oh, if he breaks the one above it, that could be in the game-winning range, I think.
Well, look at this. He's going to drop here. Again, he's keeping Dark small.
Yeah.
I love the way that TY approaches this.
Yeah.
When it actually comes to a fight, he's like, no. I'm not gonna actually fight you.
Yeah.
I just want to kill you. I just want to stop you from taking bases.
And it's working like a charm.
Yeah. And look at this. TY has both of the bottom bases now. He's actually had them for a little bit, but oh, look at this. He can set up siege tanks from over here. And there's not a whole lot that can really be done here. I mean, you can harpoon those tanks. That's great.
Yeah.
But again, you're not making new hatches.
No, you're certainly not yet. That's why you need to be as efficient as possible right now, because he definitely needs a 5th base up.
Yeah.
This is a very long time for him to not have a 5th.
And I think Dark knows exactly what TY is doing, where it's like, oh, he doesn't want to actually have a full-on fight. He just wants to make it hard for me to get a hatchery finished anywhere. And, you know, if you can propel yourself that far ahead, like is what TY is doing, it doesn't matter how good Zerg's defense is. TY will have outmined him by some insane number over time. And by the way, we have a whole bunch of command centers about to finish.
Yeah. I want to point out 2 things here. First off, we just saw defensive Nidus, Brood War-esque. Kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
And that's the base that he has to keep canceling this game so far. Also, we see TY changing up his unit comp slightly. He's actually added in a bunch of Vikings. So I think that that's going to be for some anti-Viper play, since the Vipers are really kind of what's keeping Dark in this game. Yeah, see that? Going after those Vipers right away. Has, how many Hydras? Like 2 Hydras in there? It's not quite enough, right? Oh, 4 Hydras, okay. Gun it down reasonably.
Same idea as at play. Pop the hatchery off. I don't think there's any lurkers defending the top spot. Am I wrong?
There might not be. He does have that Nidus, though. Niduses don't unload like they once did. He's got to be pretty quick about that.
So he's coming over here to defend. Surely he has to be ready for this drop in the main, right?
The drop coming up? No, man. He has. That's when you know a drop is going to do a lot of damage, is when they have spores in their main.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Like, literally every time. If you see a spore in the Zerg main, that means they're like, well, that will make it so he won't drop. It's like, no, they're definitely going to drop, and you have nothing there. Yeah, I think we just saw an EMP on that tank. Yeah, well, it hit the Vipers, so I guess it makes sense.
Damn, this drop is just barely now cleaned up here. I don't know that he could actually dive over there. Oh, this is funny. He's like, I guess you'll have to lift these off. He's going to get the Nidus. And now that the Nidus is gone, I think he has an angle he can actually hit the... Oh, he's just going to kill this.
Yeah, it does look that way. But there is a big counterattack going down.
So this is exactly what Dark needs to do to stay in this game. And, yeah, there's just too much. Again, lurkers, oddly enough, in high numbers are great against planetaries because you can't repair them.
Yeah, and then you add the Lings in, right? And it's like, yeah, the planetary will kill a little bit, but overall you're clearing it rather efficiently.
Yeah, it's funny because usually the only way to counter a planetary is to outrange it, but I guess that's one of the exceptions. So, Zerg is, again, still just sort of on 4 bases here. I mean, the center left has been taken. I don't see drones mining from it yet. Dark is lashing back out on the map. And he did kill a base, which is good. It's been replaced for TY over here by the 3 o'clock spot. But, again, I mean, if TY can do this a couple more times and poke out the top base and the left base, I think he can win.
Yeah, Dark's mining is not so hot right now. He really does need to secure and hold these new bases. There's no question on that. Once again canceled. How many times has that one gone down? Like 5? I think it's in the range of 5.
And now we have another push in here. Is this a good spot to attack, I guess?
No, I don't think it's actually good. I think it's okay to
It's like he just has stuff here, so he kind of moves in anyways.
Yeah. Clear some creep, see what you can kill, get out. But that area is not so valuable. It's really the fringes that are valuable right now. TY trying to take that base. Just always funny to see lurkers just run into tank shots.
Yeah.
It's like, I got this. No, you don't.
These are hold my beer lurkers.
Yeah.
So Terran's now taking the right. Now, we've seen some neglect for the lower left here, but I have to imagine TY is going to set up an attack over there. And if he actually gets into that location, again, I mean, Dark has mostly sat on 4 bases this entire game. He's occasionally had moments where he's mining from a 5th, but if TY just keeps eliminating those, that's all he needs to do. Now, is this going to be a good attack here for Dark? I think we're gonna see. I don't feel like this is safe, but look at where Dark's expanded. He's literally taking everything on the lower left.
Well, he needs those bases, so you may as well just take them all and see what sticks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tanks in the vicinity. I wouldn't mind seeing him grab a Spire just for the potential.
Oh, a big Muta switch maybe?
Or
do you want to have Brood Lord tech?
Yeah, like the Broods, the way he picked off tanks. You know, when the Broods first popped out, they did a really great job removing some of these tanks. And it seems like the tanks are the issue, but he is adding more Lings in, which are really, really helping since it's a mostly tank army in a lot of these locations. Look at that. He just killed the command and a ton of tanks. Almost got the lurkers before that yoinked tank got picked off.
So, Dark fights back with a pretty impressive amount of damage there, wiping out that upper right location. And this has actually been a pretty tricky game for Dark, but I think he's actually coming back now. Again, Dark is really the master of this late game play where he just sort of lasts long enough that he's too big to fail.
It was so good tactically in these situations. Look at this, getting up on top of the tanks with those Lings again. A ton of lurkers running in. There is a planetary there, but look at this. A ton of Lings and Banes rolling in as well. Plenty to push back that bio on the top. Kills this base, kills all the workers at it as well.
But can TY push into the upper left? I do worry, though. I feel like for TY's sake, he really needs to come back strong here. Right now, TY doesn't have any new bases at all. Okay, now maybe he evens that out, but the moment that Dark loses one corner of the map, you see hatcheries get thrown down everywhere on the other side. And I don't know that TY is able to play this game of whack-a-mole fast enough to where he's going to actually catch up. Oh, hold on. I spoke too soon. Here he is dropping this base. Maybe he will get the up and up on Dark here. TY needs to get that base at the left. Oh, the one that he's nuking, yeah.
He's aware. He's got nukes incoming. A lot of lurkers still being morphed, a ton of tanks being made.
Normally I'm casting what the players do, but this time he's like reading my mind and doing it ahead of time. Like everything he does is just one step too fast.
He's a caster too, he knows.
Yeah, he knows, man.
He knows the narrative you're trying to weave.
Yeah.
He's playing with you.
Here we go. More lurkers going to get shot down here. This is a pivotal moment. This has actually been such a bloodbath of a game, by the way. Like, nobody's able to actually have dominion over the map. We don't normally have this many bases killed off on either side. Usually it's like neither side can get a kill on a base, and they have the map cut in half, and eventually somebody wins in some place. But in this game, it's like they're both barreling across the map. It's been complete destruction.
Yeah, it's constant kills this time. And Dark, once again, loses the base. Like, this guy is barely mining right now.
Every time that Dark has to attack in, if he doesn't win the fight outright, he's hemorrhaging units. The fourth base for Dark is about to mine out, right? We've been in this game for 22 minutes.
Yeah.
It has to be almost completely
absolutely. It's very, very close. He's barely mining.
TY's reclaimed the bottom here. All TY has to do, if I have a correct read on this, is kill off a few more of these bases, and Dark is going to lose.
Yeah.
Unless Dark has the comeback potential to fight really hard.
Well, Dark, I think the problem here for Dark is he cannot even attack.
Yeah.
Even though he's got like a lot of supply and a very strong army, if he attacks at all, TY will absorb him and then kill another base.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to attack.
So he's going to attack, and these tanks are going to go down.
Yeah.
It is a win, but then how does he defend the top?
Yeah, it's a great attack, but like you said, how does he keep his bases alive?
And look, he
He
didn't
can't
even
refill
really.
that.
He didn't even win it outright. So
No.
now the drones are going to get evacuated. Notice this: it's 79 drones for Dark. TY's at 39 workers because he got enough orbitals up. He's just landing mules. And again, Dark had 3 bases. Now the number's down to 2. He's going to try to hold this in the middle base. There's a base north of this as well. And Dark's again reclaimed that location over there at the center left. But I worry. I worry because right now it's mostly just Dark losing base after base after base. A scan here. One more scan. He's going to snipe all the lurkers.
Ooh, brutal
there's
every time.
Not any real defense here. Nice job with the Lings coming in. And he's even going to slip a few Marines and Marauders north of this. And if he can just target the hatch
one more time.
Yeah, just the hatchery here. And now it's going to be Dark on one base again.
Oh. Just so much damage done to his economy so many times over.
Dude, he's so good.
Yeah. I feel like Dark is playing very well here, too. It's just TY is all over his strategy.
He scans. That's the last base that Dark has that has minerals in it.
Mm-hmm. Dark is re-expanding to that 12 o'clock base. That's like hatchery number 10 there.
Yeah. Okay, nukes are being shot now. Now this isn't going to do much but annoy Dark.
They look so funny when they put their gun away and run away. They're like the scientists that are in the single player, you know?
It's like a cartoon and where they just, yeah.
Just this completely worthless unit has no attack.
So, once more, Dark is mining from that left base. TY has now taken 2 more bases on the exterior of the map. Dark may finally have room to try to attack across the map here. Oh, hold on. Looks like he just wants to see if he can't snipe everything down over here. Notice that there's the bare minimum pushing that base over there. I think he knows that Dark wants to win with a counterattack, so he's almost hoping that Dark overextends into him. Now, this is, again, a funny location to hit because it's not a value.
Yeah, I think that this is like a counter all-in type of situation. He's like, okay, let's see, maybe he can go kill him, right? If you get on top of the production or something, but I can't imagine him making it all the way. To leapfrog the lurkers that many times, you're just going to take too many free shots.
I honestly didn't realize he had that many lurkers until he unburrowed on both sides.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, okay.
We had still 17 left over. I mean, you can't really attack into 17 lurkers.
Yeah, most of his ghosts are on the left, too, so he couldn't snipe either.
All right, going to run up on top of these siege tanks. I guess he does get to clear this area as well. Look at that.
Yeah, as long as Lings are the targets and not the lurkers before they burrow, it's a good fight.
And suddenly TY is out of bank. Is Dark going to...
I think Dark is going to barely win, but
really?
let's see.
But TY still has those bottom left bases.
Yeah, I'm worried that Dark might have the bigger army and just kill it, though.
He has 20 tanks.
If there's a way a medevac can get over there, my God, look at this, man. This back and forth where they just...
These two are... This is a crazy series between
I want to point out, this has been a 2-hour...
No.
Yeah, it's already, we're at hour 2. We started at 5
Really?
at 7. Yeah.
That's crazy.
This best of 5 is longer than a movie.
Wow.
It's insane, man.
Oh, my God. Well, I really hope Dark wins. I want this to keep going.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is an awesome
this is a
series.
great series for sure. And I think Dark will win here.
I'm like really surprised because it feels several times these games like Dark might be dead, but
I know, right? Well, it's
It's
like
like-
same for me when I was looking at this. I'm like, okay, I think TY barely ekes this out. I guess
yeah,
we're just not used to
I
seeing
still
this
think he
style as well.
does. Yeah. Well, the thing is, look at the actual army tabs, right? 19 tanks. You will never beat 19 tanks with lurkers.
Yeah, try it.
It's too many.
Try having 47 lurkers and then talk to me, man.
47
47
lurkers.
is the number. So he's going to try to push this. And I guess, yeah, Zerg just backs up, says, okay, chase me, if you will.
Sling's coming in, trying to clear these tanks. So he's picking up kills.
The Lurkers are burrowing. Okay, so again, it's just Zerg with these bases at the top right.
He needs to hold this area. Because if he loses that area, that's 2 of his bases, and then that 12 o'clock base. It's in the sight path here of TY. All right, pulls the drones away from that one. Oh, man. Okay, he's actually just going to go ahead and counterattack this planetary base.
Okay, so neither of these guys have a lot of money in the bank. It's funny because you need a planetary to try to hold that, but maybe an orbital's better because you can lift it off and run away.
Yeah.
Ooh. TY actually forcing the burrow. There's still a tank in the back, so a pretty good attack. Snipes over here. There's no Marines with that army. Am I wrong about this?
No, I think you're right.
They're both barely defending. Yeah. Barely defending, man.
Look at this.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the Lings. The ghosts are still here, though.
I actually almost didn't see the ghosts, too.
Yeah. Well, they were cloaked.
Yeah.
You're not a detector.
How would we see them, all right? I'm just a Marine, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just a Marine that casts this game. Okay, so both the bases are still alive at the bottom, but I think he wants to evacuate the SUVs just in case.
Huh. Okay.
Top.
Yeah,
okay,
setting up this area.
How many minerals are actually at the top right? Because he has had that off and on. You know, eventually that does mine out, even if you lose it 6 or 7 times. So,
which he, honestly, I want to know. I want someone to do a hatchery count for this game for that 12-ish base, that 1201 base, because I think he's actually canceled / lost it 10 times now. So yeah, how many minerals are left? I don't know, Tasteless. There's not a computer on Earth that could keep track of that.
Only 4 patches, so it's low.
Okay, he's going to get it again.
See you in hell, hatchery.
Man. Well, these drones knew when they were sent there to mine that this is the most dangerous part of the map.
Yeah, that's why they're paid triple. Okay, so they pick up. And I think we actually are seeing this game squeak to a halt.
Squeak to a halt?
It's not going to grind to a halt. It's going to squeak. Like, like that.
And what happens when it gets to that halt? Yeah, look at the income, man.
Yeah.
TY, you can tell that's mule income.
So, actually, TY gave this up, by the way. He pulled SCVs a while ago. Because I think he realizes every time that the Lurkers have to engage, it's not an efficient fight. The Marines and the siege tanks always do damage first.
Yeah.
And so you almost don't need that much income right now. You need to be really cost efficient with your units. And so, yeah, he's going to, again, you want to take a fight and then pick up.
Okay, there's 11 tanks left. I think they're mostly on the right-hand side guarding TY's mining base, right?
And there's only 3 Lurkers.
What? 3 Lurkers. Gosh.
Okay.
What? Yeah, he yoinks it. I think he was trying to get Hydra shots on it so that the parasitic would kill it.
Okay, but these are just tiny fights that are being won. Now, again, Dark has reclaimed the 2 bases over here on the left. TY is almost broke. Look at the minerals right now. They have almost no income. TY is going to try to push in here. He's actually going to nuke this location. Bear in mind, there's also a center-left base.
Oh, he's forcing him down. This is going to be it. TY takes it. GG.
What a series.
Yeah, that was a crazy
The only thing that would have made that better is if we went to the 5th game. But, that was really cool.
Yeah, TY showing his just ridiculous force that he has this year.
That was crazy how good TY is, man. And that was really fun because usually it's like they both control half the map in a TVZ. Not with these guys, but I mean just in general at high levels. And like neither side can kill each other off.
Yeah.
They were both completely wiping each other out.
Yeah.
Bruised and battered.
No,
it's how those guys were throughout that entire game.
Or the entire series. Yeah. There was more trading of bases here than in most TVZs, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that goes to Dark's overall style, too. He was very aggressive with his lurker play.
So now, TY moves on.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that TVZ. That was some of the best TVZ we've had all year. Maybe the best, actually. I don't know.
Yeah. And you know what? as great and long as that series was, our next one is an SOS PvP.
Hell yes.
So that should be a quick 3-0. Get us back on track.
Short break. We'll be right back.